Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live Eclipse Special. This is the lunar eclipse for Vedic Aries and Western Taurus, if I'm correct. Yes, I think so. So whichever one resonates, we're going to be doing a reading. Just whichever energies that you subscribe to or don't. You don't have to subscribe to any of this at all, but whatever you want to gain from the reading we do today is totally up to you to gain. And sorry, we have some stuff. We're actually moving this room very soon. My old Done Creative thing that fell off the wall. It's got like sticky. See how it's coming apart? It just fell off my wall a while back, which I thought was very predictive of what actually happened to the Done Creative channel. So yeah, so that was just kind of in the background. I'll move that out of the way. So we've got some fun little ghosty pumpkin earrings here. And again, I think I wore this one other time, the little ghost pupper, ghost dogs. Yeah, so I thought, hey, we have one more live stream before Halloween, so let's do it. Yeah, I wasn't able to go live Wednesday. I didn't want to put this out there on, online just because I don't want people to know while it's going on what's going on. With my husband being out of town most of the week, I didn't want to broadcast that because it's not very hard to find out where I live. And I didn't want, not that I'm that special, but, just for my own safety purposes. My son did have kind of a later basketball practice. It wasn't going to interfere so much with our live stream, but for me to get home, help the youngest one write his letter to his teacher that's his homework every week, and get dinner going and actually get to see my kids for the day. I thought, I'm really going to be pushing it real close to that 6 o'clock live stream time. So I thought, plus we had a big snowstorm come in and just trying to catch up with everything. I'm like, I'm just going to take the night off. I felt bad though, because I did want to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to stretch myself too thin. And plus, I've been working on my book two in my series. Well, that's 4. Okay, book 2 in my series, which I wrote part of it for NaNoWriMo 2019, which, fun fact, if you're like, what's NaNoWriMo? NaNoWriMo is called National Novel Writing Month, and it happens every November. There's even an official website. If you're a writer or a wannabe writer, you can always join. I'm going to be doing it kind of as a rebel unofficially, but officially unofficially this November. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, fun fact. I wrote a whole bunch on book 2, and I probably worked more on book 2 this last week than I've probably worked in a solid week with writing in 4 years. Like, things took off. I have I already know my plot points and stuff, but I felt almost like certain plot points, it's like you skip from here to here to here, and some of the things I'm trying to decide, well, if this happens before this, then this is the thing that happens. But if this happens before this, then this is the impact it would have. And just trying to figure out the order, because there are of course, once certain things happen, once one thing happens, that, well, the next official step would be this, and this thing couldn't happen before the thing that catalyzed it happened, because it's like a byproduct of the first thing happening. Am I confusing you? Welcome to my life the past couple weeks. No, but I figured it out for the most part. And here's the thing is I always realize this when I'm outlining and plotting a book, that I don't have to have it all figured out before I sit down to write or plot. What I need is just a basic roadmap that I can fill in along the way. And then once I start writing, that's when it's like I'm like quantum leap, like I do a quantum leap like into this story world, that I just come alive with ideas and snippets of dialogue, and just it's like it's happening right here, right now, but it's all in my head. So it's like, that's like the writer's dream, is to have all of this unfold and happen, and I'm like living my best life right now. So I'm really excited about certain things transpiring with my writing that have felt very creatively and even motivationally blocked probably the last 4 years. So I'm just like, oh. How far along am I again? Oh, so I have all of book 1 finished. I do though want to write a new opening chapter for that, to give a bit of, you know, help to get us to, because the books initially started at a Nirvana concert in 1993. So I kind of want to set the stage with my character and her dynamic with her life before we throw her into this concert. So, oh, an ad. Oh no. Well, you can kind of scroll back just a bit and then put it on 2 times speed and you'll catch up within like seconds, hopefully. But anyway, so the Nirvana concert's still taking place and the big like catalyst moment's still happening at that point. But I wanted to set up a bit of what's actually going on in this girl's life that she's got all this stuff going on. But yeah, so I have to write that scene for book 1, and I'll probably start out there for NaNoWriMo. And then book 2, I had written till most of, I had all of the first act and about half of the first half of the second act. So about halfway through first half of act 2, because act 2 takes up 50% of the book. So I was about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through that 50%, if that makes sense. But because I realized Nano of 2019, and hold on, stand by for those of you that are not writers and you're like, what the hell is she doing? What is she talking about? Stand by. Me and Brandy Lynn, I guess, are having a personal chat for just a second. Yeah, Act 2, basically. Yeah, Act 2, 2B, yes. So not quite to the midpoint was where I got in NaNoWriMo of 2019, but I realized, and I wrote my 50,200 words, I think, for that NaNoWriMo, so I won, but I was starting to get a little, because I realized very early in Nano of 2019 that, once again, like same thing that happened in book 1 with book 2 is I'm trying to cram way too much into this that I need to actually make book 2 books as well. So yeah, I had to kind of redistribute all my, no, not 102, 50,200 words is what I wrote for Nano 2019, if I remember correctly, and then 52,000 for my first Nano, which was in 2018. Those are the only 2 NaNoWriMos I've participated in, but I've done a lot of NaNoWriMo camps between and after that. I don't know, I just haven't gotten myself mentally prepared and ready during a Preptober season in the years since 2019 to actually participate, even though I'm still kind of in that rebel status of I'm not forcing myself to write 50,000 words. I mean, hey, it might happen. Who knows? But I've been doing a lot of just plotting and deciding of not so much writing the scenes themselves, but describing the scenes to myself within those scenes that I can then use as my guide to write those scenes during Nano. So I'll have to find a way to track my word count. And again, I'm not forcing myself to do 50,000 words, but hey, if it happens, and I'll be very excited. But basically, from here on out, between Nano and whenever, I'm finishing the second book because I have it all replotted, re-outlined, restructured, and we're ready to go. And most of book 3 is structured loosely, so I have a roadmap to where to go. And I have an idea that the big thing that happens at the end of book 3 could actually give us a new book 4, and then I could push my current book 4 into book 5. I don't know. I don't want it to be like some huge tome of books, but yet at the same time, I know it's bigger than trilogy for sure. I mean, it's definitely at least a 4-part series, if not 5. And then there's 2 companion novels, which could in and of themselves be probably no bigger than a duology or a trilogy, possibly just a standalone kind of companion book. But one of the companion books you actually have to read after the series, or there's massive, massive spoilers. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, you just opened a Google Doc just for Nano and copy. Oh, that's a good idea. I might just do that. And of course, I can leave it in Scrivener as well and just, my merry way. Yay, we're back. So let me stop talking about my writing and how excited I am about that. And let's get into some shout outs here. See who else here. Of course, Brandy Lynn is here. We were kind of having a 2-way conversation for a moment there. But it's so much fun. I'm so excited to be back into the swing of things with my writing. It's like, I cannot tell you how excited I am. All right. Cheyenne is here. Hello. Vicky is here. Kalaki131. Hello. Michelle Lynn is here. Welcome. Thank you. Yes, we got the ghosty vibe going today. And for those of you that don't know, my book is actually like a paranormal, supernatural kind of experience, very spiritual as well. So I can't really give you a comp title. I don't know of anything that's anything like what I'm writing, which I guess could be a problem when trying to market it. But yet at the same time, I think it's very needed in the young adult market right now with just this spirituality and the spiritual awakening and just everything going on with the shift of energy on the planet. This is such a needed series, at least in my opinion, humble opinion. And I am self-publishing. I am not going to give any control over what I should say, what I shouldn't say to any publishing house. A lot of, just energetically tuning in, a lot of publishing houses are kind of controlled opposition, and they may buy a book like this or a series like this just so they can kind of bury it or keep it suppressed. I'm not giving any publishing house or contract any control over my series. It's mine, and I will distribute it to the world as I see fit, and then it can be yours if you so choose. You know how like Harry Potter, the fandom of Harry Potter became the people's, not so much that it belonged just to J.K. Rowling anymore, but it was like each individual person in the fandom. It's their own personal whatever it is to them. Like that's what I hope someday my series can be to somebody, even if it's just one person out there. Which I already have one fan. The one person I actually read my book 1 and then what I had for book 2. She's like ready to read these books in their like completion. She's so excited. There's only one person I've read them to, and she's hyped. So yay! Yep, we got snow. We got snow. Marlene is here. Florence B. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Michelle De Leon. God dang it! I keep forgetting to email you, but it's like it like crosses my mind, and then when I like have time to sit down at my computer, like I'm not thinking about it right then, I will email you. Or even if you want to, you can email me, and we can get things lined up again to get your mentor sessions back on track if that's something you want to do. All right. Because I know you had said you wanted to. So, yes, I'm not ignoring you, I swear, Michelle. Andrea 54 Hector, welcome, welcome. We have Valerie Lyon, hello. And Valerie Lyon, am I mistaken? Did you maybe win one of our giveaways that you may not have been here for? I don't know. Go back through, probably not the most recent 3 or 4 live streams, but a couple back, maybe 5, 6, 7 back, and just click on the video and just check the comments to see if you had won. Because for some reason, I want to say you had won one of our giveaways. And it was just like a quick 1 card read, so it wasn't like life changing or anything, probably. But if you did win, I'm trying to remember if you did. I think you did. I want you to get your reading, so go check that out. Unless you were here for it. I don't know why your name just triggered that. Hey, maybe there's something for you. I don't know. Yeah, likes to pick titles to be tax write-off. Right is so, for the blood, sweat, and tears that a writer puts into their work, I think that is just the lowest thing you can do to a writer, is to give them all these hopes and dreams of, oh, I'm being traditionally published, and then to basically just use it to bury them is just, that is so bad. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't. Hello, John. Is Big John, the real Big John Trucking? Let me know. Or if you're just another John, I'm not sure. I know John's a pretty common name, so that's probably the case. Kalaki, I said hi to you, but yeah, no worries. Okay, good. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you purposely or anything, because I don't know. Time? Anyone else? Oh, formerly. Yay! Okay, cool. The real Big John Trucking. And I know you had won one of our recent giveaways, but I think I told you. If I didn't tell you, just know that you have won one of our recent giveaways that you were not here for, but I timestamped it in a comment. I might have already told you that, though. I don't know. I hope I'm not confusing everybody and trying to send you away. I'm not purposely trying to send you away from here, but when we're finished here, when you feel like leaving, you can go check it out. Oh, you did watch it. Okay, good. All right. So, Eclipse special. That's what I think most of you are here for anyway, if not possibly the giveaway or the drawing that we're going to be doing later at some point. We only have 1 donation thus far. We might have more. I don't know. I've been talking a minute now. Let me go look through my email. Nope, we only have the one card read, I think. Let me double check. I'm in the wrong email box on my mail. No, we have 2 1-card reads. So 1 for Cheyenne, 1 for B Degree. Let's get B Degree on our list, and then we're going to dive right into our Eclipse reading. B Degree. one card read. That didn't quite rhyme, but hey, it sounded cool. All right, so current lineup. And of course, anyone else looking to donate will get their question answered today. And your donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. And she's now moved into my grandma's double wide, which needs a new roof and probably $40,000 to $50,000 worth of work. So we're still gonna bring it in and help her out as much as we can. Yeah, but she's living her best life over in that double wide. It's so much more room and space, and she can actually breathe, rather than having this tiny little camper with two big dogs, and I'm talking big dogs. Her dog Coco's over 100 pounds, and then the other one's not too far behind that. Um, there was no space to even walk, and to have like her kids or grandkids over, like it was just too cramped. And now she can walk in her own house. That's so good. So thank you for helping us get this going. All right. So this eclipse is actually happening in the Vedic sign of Aries and the Western sign of Taurus. This is a lunar eclipse taking place around about noon through almost 2 p.m. Pacific time. So of course you can Google when this eclipse is happening for you. My best advice for anybody during the eclipse tomorrow, this is taking place tomorrow, October 28th, for us here in the United States. So let me just say, I will actually be at a funeral, my uncle's funeral, during the eclipse. Like it's taking place during the eclipse at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I have to drive to Washington over some snowy passes, so it's going to be quite the journey to get there. But this is taking place during the day for us here in the United States, so we probably won't be seeing it. Obviously, sometimes the moon is out during the day, so you can, but it's opposite the sun, so we're not going to be seeing it. My uncle, he had like lung cancer for a lot of years, and onset by maybe smoking, but also asbestosis. I actually come from Libby, Montana, which is like the the world capital of where you mine asbestos. Back in like the 60s through like 1993, I think was when they stopped mining that. But pretty much the whole town will eventually basically die from scarring on their lungs and drown in their own fluid. Like that's the sad reality of the town I come from. It's really crazy. So absolutely stunningly beautiful, but so deadly to live there back in the day. And a lot of these symptoms take 40 years to really start to see them like affect you. But yeah, that's how he passed away. He was not young, but at the same time, he wasn't really old either. So it's kind of a sad thing that, he could have had so many more years. But yeah, he's my mom's sister's husband. So he's like married into the family uncle, but like he's like solidly like my uncle. Like he's my favorite uncle, the best uncle, because he was the one that I grew up around the most. And he's just such a great guy. And I got chills now. But yeah, all my favorite cousins, it's their dad as well. So very sad stuff, but we're gonna go and hang out and celebrate him, and hopefully have some happy memories come up and all that fun stuff. So, yes, this is happening in tomorrow. So we won't actually see it for those of us in the United States. Those of you over in other countries, though, more Eastern countries, will probably be able to see this. Although I never do advise that you do go watch the eclipses, just because it can amplify the level of possible destruction going on, or whatever the big underlying themes of the eclipse are, which I guess for some people and some of the time can be really good. But especially this eclipse, I don't think you want to do that, because the North Node is actually at the Gandanta point. And 2 days after the eclipse, it will go from the sign of Aries into the sign of Pisces per Vedic astrology, once again, but these are the actual placements of the planets. Of course, the North and South Node, or Rahu Ketu, are not technical planets. They are calculations or shadows of the North and South nodes of the moon. So they don't technically exist, but, mathematically, based on, astrology. But anyway, that North Node, or Rahu energy, is at the Gandanta point, which Gandanta means karmic knot. And this is going to be the last Aries, again, Vedic astrology, the last Aries eclipse for a very long time. So this is clearing, and we've had quite a few of them recently, a lot in Taurus and then going into Aries. So it's going to be a while until these come all the way back around again. But this coming in at this karmic time or a karmic knot is letting us know that we are clearing some major cycles of karma that we won't have to experience again for a while. So things can get pretty catastrophic, pretty crazy, possibly in your personal life over the next 6 to even 12 months. Time is kind of what I'm getting. But for the most part, this is more of a collective karma, collective wound that's going on because it's just based on just what's going on right now natally, not in your natal chart, but like in the transit. So for all of us in more mundane astrology are going to be, experiencing something somewhere. And of course, wherever, if you're following Vedic astrology, wherever your house of Pisces and house of Aries is, wherever those two houses are, these are the points you're kind of coming into contact with in your chart. And of course, Mars that rules Aries in Vedic astrology, is all up in the mix of this eclipse as well. And it is aspected by, I think, by a square to, by Saturn, which Saturn is stationed right now, not moving or hardly moving because it's about to go direct on November 4th. So a lot of things will start being more balanced and more fair coming up after that time. Hey, Alex, it's been forever. How are you? All right, so that kind of just getting the foundation laid of what's going on astrologically also during this eclipse. Let's also get into some tarot cards, how it's going to affect us personally that are watching now and on the replay, and what we need to know about this energy. Ooh, yeah. That Gandanta point, this is the ending of something. Again, this can be good. This doesn't always just have to be doom and gloom, right? Especially because it's coming out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to happen. Whatever this is, it's going to happen because a 7 of Wands is about, something that's, I always call it my house fire card because the guy is like jumped into action. He's wearing 2 different shoes because he just didn't have time to prepare. He's just thrown into the mix. And he really is defending something that means something to him. He's very passionate about it. So what this combination is showing me is you may not be prepared for the things you're going to have to stand up and fight for or work for or defend in your life. And it may come even after you fought and fought and fought. You may still lose something that means something to you. I think for most of you, this is more an emotional thing than like you physically, losing a person or something. Or you realize something you have fought for in the past just really, it's not worth it to you anymore, and you're going to be able to walk away or move on. But I actually really like this combination for this energy because you're put into action. You are in the driver's seat here. This is not just something happening to you. Yes, maybe the circumstances are outside your control, but you have control over the way you respond to what is going on. And sometimes we may feel we don't have control over how we respond because it's going to cause us to act this way or that way. But here we have control over how we're going to take action or react or respond to what is coming up the next 6 months. So all that being said, what is coming up? What is coming up? What do we need to know about? All right, these two want to come out. Okay, so 2 of Swords. So it's going to be different for each of us. Again, probably depending on where your natal Mars is placed, your natal Jupiter or Neptune are placed. Neptune, if you're following more of a Western astrology. Also, whatever's going on in your house of Aries, your house of Pisces as well, with this North Node energy moving, because those eclipses kind of follow the nodes as well. The energy will go from one house to the next. So it's going to affect many of us differently, and it might even cause confusion in your life as far as just not knowing where to shift, put your focus, shift your focus. Hey, Amber, how's it going? So there might even be multiple things that are pulling your focus. But the best way to find your focus or to shift that focus for yourself is to find people who are a good support for you, whether these are family members, people who live with you, friends on the internet, whatever that looks, Brandy Lynn's writers community, or, if you're a mom with, kids and you have other moms, finding those moms for support. your spouse for support. These types of things can really benefit you. And to me, this really is, there's some sort of celebration you're coming to. So this confusion probably isn't going to last the entire next 6 months. No. If anything, I think by the turn of the new year is really what I see for us as a little collective here. There's some major clarity coming in, and we're deciding to, move away from this dead old energy and allow that dead old energy to act as that fertilizer. And this theme, correct me if I'm wrong, I might have to go back and watch the solar eclipse, because really that reading of the solar eclipse special we did about 2 weeks ago and this reading really are hand in hand, or extensions of each other. You can't really separate them. They really are connected. So whatever we did get in that reading, this is also like an extension, or a continuation of that reading, essentially. So there's definitely an ending coming, but it's what we choose to do with the energy and where we shift our focus after this ending comes in. That is kind of what we want to find out now. So let's take a different deck here. Where are we shifting our focus? So for many of us, it's to our family or those that mean something to us. For some of you, I'm seeing Cheyenne specifically here. There might be an ending to not the relationship of a parent or a brother or what have you, but the way you show up, or the dynamic of the two of you, or the group of you, the family collective. There's a shift, or not death in the family as far as someone passing away, but death in the way, the cycles, the ways, even toxicity. And this isn't just for Cheyenne, this is for all of us. The way that we show up in maybe not the best ways to our family members, or they don't show up the best way for us. And not just family member, but anybody who you have an emotional connection or even an emotional commitment to. There's a change to the way these relationships are in your life. For some of you, you're deciding or choosing to walk away from certain friendships, from certain, again, maybe not walking away or cutting someone out of your life completely, but just getting some space, setting some really clear boundaries with people. That is actually going to benefit not just them, not just you, but also them. You're both going to benefit from just this stepping back or re-examining of the energy, because the way it's been going, you can't sustain that, or it's just not good. It's not healthy. It's not cohesive. It's not loving, to be able to continue with the new energy always coming in. Hello, Sandy. Welcome. What else? What else do we need to know? As a result of this ending, what new beginning? Ooh, yes, that, again, so much of it is emotional. And I even started out, it's, maybe our response to something that's physically happening in our reality, but how we're responding, it's how we're responding first and foremost, emotionally, or whatever's going on in the external reality. It's not so much the thing itself that's happening, but how we're responding to it emotionally that is going to be the turning point during this next 6 months or eclipse cycle here. So pretty powerful stuff that actually I'm feeling, with this King of Cups and this 10 of Cups. We're going to feel much more emotionally empowered by the end of this 6 month cycle. So, come April 27th, 24th, when that next eclipse cycle kicks off. I think it's 24th, if I'm remembering correctly. We're going to be feeling much more emotionally balanced, much more emotionally fulfilled, and just more in the driver's seat of our own emotional state. Not so much allowing others to take us off our happy high horse, or, when we're feeling really down, that someone is just going to make us feel worse. This is us finding that emotional balance and realizing, well, if I'm having a bad day, it's not going to last forever. If I'm having a good day, I'm not going to let somebody come in and, knock me off my happiness, and that's what I see with that. So, whoa, let's get this going here. I just saw the cut ties card as I was shuffling, so I'm wondering if that's going to come back out. And we have rebirth. So it's not just about the death or the ending. There's also coming in a rebirth, or the new energy, the new beginning. So these two are intrinsically linked. They cannot ever be separated, much like the North Node and South Node will always be, in balance. They always have to be exactly opposite. You cannot have one without the other. Same with the death and the rebirth. With every death comes a rebirth. They really are intrinsically linked, that you cannot separate them. And it's actually good news though, because there is a renewal or a rebirth in your connections with your family, possibly some of you, parental figures, especially father figures, bosses, just this more masculine energy. It doesn't always have to be a masculine person, but the masculine energy within the connections that you have with other people, and rebirth. So yeah. All right, let's see. I want to go over here. Just anything else we need to know about this eclipse before we get into our paid readings. Okay, Jupiter, ideals, and magnitude. Look at that. Yeah, so Jupiter really amplifies things, and it is our highest ideals for being a spirit incarnated in a human body. So look to where Jupiter is currently transiting in your chart and where your natal Jupiter sits. And then, of course, Jupiter also rules the signs of Sagittarius and Pisces. I know Neptune is Pisces for Western astrology, but the original rulers of these planets before, or rulers of these signs before, those outer planets like Pluto and Neptune and Uranus, all those were discovered. The original ruler was Jupiter of both Pisces and Sagittarius. So finding where your natal Jupiter is, where it's currently transiting, and then, of course, any planets associated with those, and then your sign of Sagittarius and Pisces, and any planets also distributed in there, can really paint a picture for you where you really are amplifying your energy during this next eclipse 6-month cycle. And especially to where your ideals are shifting, or ideas you once thought were the best idea ever, you're now kind of maybe backtracking a bit or just expanding upon it and making it better for you and the greater good as well. So it's not just you benefiting, it's everybody benefiting. All right, so I hope that resonated. Again, if you want to be reminded of the rest of the energy of this eclipse next 6-month cycle, you can go back and check out our solar eclipse special, which was 2 weeks ago. It should be just right there, not too far ago, on my page if you want to really get the full picture of what this is talking about. But I will have to personally myself go back and watch it, because a lot of times when these things happen, they're gone. Like they come out and they're gone. I don't retain a lot of the information. It's just gone. But for some reason, I want to say we had that death energy in solar eclipse special as well, but I could be wrong about that, but I feel in it for some reason, so I just don't remember. But I probably will go back and watch that later today, maybe, just so I can remember what came through for that. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to catch up with your comments because we had a couple. So Alex has joined us. Alex was one of our OGs. Alex was an OG here on the live stream. So welcome back, Alex. It's good to have you here. Randy Lynn is here as well. Yes, Amber's here. I'm just catching up on these more recent comments here. Oh, you're overexhausted with the move of home again. Oh, that's right. Plus you have some ascension symptoms as well. Yeah, it's never ending, isn't it? Sleeping and sleeping only. Few weeks have been crazy. Hope this craziness stops now. Yeah, let's hope. And especially with Saturn stationing to go direct on November 4th, things will start moving forward again, but not at such a frantic or frenetic pace. For many of us, it will just be kind of a slow and steady, which I personally enjoy, the slow and steadiness of certain projects and certain things, more than just being all frenetic. But I've been very frenetic and almost like a fanatic for my own, like, just I have to get all these ideas out and work on this book 2 outline and get everything pieced together and put in the right order. But that frenetic energy has actually benefited me lately. So I can't complain about it personally, but I know other times I've had this frenetic energy where I just feel like I want to sleep and I just want to crash and burn. And so I totally get it, Amber. That's not a fun place to feel, or a place to be, or a feeling to feel, for sure. You'll be driving for the next 30 minutes, but we will be listening in. Awesome. Cheyenne says, oh, Amanda, remember when you said about going on an inexpensive trip last week to me? A few days later, Vicky suggested a small getaway after Christmas, so it's booked. Yay! That's exciting. And hello, Sandy. I always love when you pop in with your hello. It's good to see you. Yep, Cheyenne agrees. Understandable. Not healthy at all. think that's what that masculine energy we were talking about, just an imbalance that's now going to be more in balance. Yeah, even your attitude is not good, but I don't know why I'm afraid. I am just because I don't like conflict. Yeah. Same girl, same. And now at age 41, I'm I don't know the right word to put here. I'm not like out seeking conflict, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know if it's just the mama bear in me, having kids and, have seen a couple little things, not anything too crazy, thank goodness. Just little scrabbles or squabbles on the playground with, kids. And my son Boston's dealing with this kind of bully kind of kid on his basketball team. Um, but this kid is like half Boston size, and he's not like gonna physically hurt him, and he just calls him out like a lot for things that are like obvious. Like he states the obvious to my son, and he's just like, "Why is he bothering me?" I don't get it, and I'm just like, "My mama bear is coming out." But as I've kind of I guess matured into who I am as a person, and then set very clear boundaries for myself and respected my own boundaries because no one else is gonna respect my boundaries if I don't respect my boundaries. It's helped. It's helped to at least when I'm pulled into a conflict, I don't feel like this cowering, in the corner in the fetal position little girl with no backbone or, for lack of a better word, no balls, that I had been before. But again, I'm not like some battering ram coming in and just knocking everyone over either. I found my own personal balance with that I feel very proud of myself because it's been such a journey to grow a pair and actually stand up for myself and my convictions and the people I love. Yeah, so I get it. I totally get it. But speaking of Cheyenne, let's just get into your question because you are first on our list today, followed by Brianna, B Degree. Both of you lovely ladies have a 1-card read, and we also have Just Sandy for a full read. Let's get Sandy on the board. Just Sandy. Full read for Sandy, and boom. There we have it. There's our current lineup. So let me head over to my email. And I feel like we're using this deck to start out for Cheyenne's question. Ooh. All right. So Cheyenne wants to know, hi, Amanda. Happy Friday. I have a lot of anxiety associated with my car. Oh, no. Especially because I don't feel free to drive it. I have drove myself to appointments and have went out and about with Vicky without being seen. But I'm often sick with anxiety at the... Oh, we had another email come in. Not a donation, but I just kind of... Now I lost my spot. But I'm sick with anxiety at the thought of my family seeing me. I have dreamt of my car being clamped, overcome by water, and lost. Could I have guidance on soothing my worries, please? Oh, man, yes. And of course, once these real life problems start following us into our dream state, we know it's time to face this, whatever it is. So if you are having like real life, waking life things go on, and then you start having dreams about those same things in your dream state, going awry or not working out or being stressful, it's time to face the music with whatever it is. So I'm so glad that you asked this question so we can help you or at least give you some guidance in the right direction today for yourself. But what I'm already seeing in my mind's eye is the 8 of Swords. And this being about the fact that you're not physically trapped because you have your license, for one. And for two, you're an adult. No one can tell you when you can come and go or how you can come and go or with who you can come and go with. But yet there's almost this perceived control that you have given certain brothers or maybe your father, just so you, for one, don't have to answer to them or have that conflict, or two, to have to then drive them around, which both of those things have to do with your own personal boundaries. Wow, this ties so much into what we were talking about at the end of our collective reading. So I could definitely feel your energy in that collective reading, Cheyenne. So wow, I'm so glad you asked this question, but let's just see. I have chills now. So there's going to be a lot of support for you in setting your boundaries. And what I actually see, like in my mind's eye for you, is to pull any perceived control cords between you and your father, you and your brothers, any other outside friends or family members that you feel that you somehow have to or should answer to, that you don't literally have to answer to. Any of them, you don't. But there's this perceived or perception of control that's not even there on like a physical way, but energetically, I can definitely see some very dark cords between you, at least two brothers and one father. And I don't know how many brothers you have total living with you, but it's like I'm seeing two brothers. So if you only have one brother living with you, maybe there's another brother that lives somewhere else that is somehow got his hand in the mix. I don't know. I think if they knew I had my license, they'd gang up on me even if I set boundaries. They'll just tell me, I believe this was the case in the past. Yeah. And, a lot of times history will repeat itself because there's all these different toxic cycles, especially in long-term relationships, like a sibling relationship or a parent-child relationship. These are like long-term or lifelong connections and relationships that we can get into ruts or cycles or, just ways of operating that we feel like, well, I can't step out of that way of operating because I've always done it this way, or they've always treated me this way. But that's the thing. You can get out of these things by showing up in your energy and clearing those cords. I'd say would be step one. You might even find that by energetically clearing those cords, they just might not even give you any hassle once they did find out. Yeah, again, there's that past energy. So yeah, and it's almost like this is the childhood card as well. So it's almost like under that roof, it's like you almost give your power away to them almost willingly, again, not from a conscious level, but more of a subconscious level. It's like you're allowing them to have some semblance of control. And even though they're not controlling you being able to use your car, in a way they are, because you're now feeling like, well, I can't drive my car if they are in this room and can look out and see me get in the car, or if they're home, or if they might possibly arrive home while I'm about ready to leave. So it's almost like there is this like unspoken control that you've handed over to them that they don't deserve it, and B, I think that if you did this cord clearing or cord removal around that would clear up, I would say, 80% of what you're feeling regarding them controlling you. And I think it really does more lean to the fact that you would rather not have conflict with them by them knowing that you have the license and then them ganging up on you like, well, why didn't you tell us? Now you have to take us places. And you're just already like not wanting to have that conflict. So you already are just almost like subconsciously creating conflict to avoid conflict. So you're still having conflict, but it's just within yourself. That's how I'm seeing this like mapped out in my mind's eye about this. So your best bet would just be to clear those cords first and foremost. And then the next advice coming out, which I'm really feeling, is you setting those boundaries and just allowing yourself, not that you have to come out and announce that you have your license or anything, but just, setting it up that if any of them did confront you, like, hey, I saw you driving, you're not allowed to drive. I'm like, no, I am allowed to drive, had my license since X date. And if they have something to say about that, that's on them, not on you. Yeah, literally driving your car, and taking action and just going about your life as if there is no control here, not being afraid to drive your car as if there is control here, and consequences be damned is kind of what I'm hearing in my mind's ear, of, eventually it's going to come to it. It's going to come to it that one of them is going to either catch you taking off or arriving, or had noticed that the car moved and are going to ask, well, why is the car over here an inch more than it was? Like, if they're even paying that close of attention, who knows? But it's eventually going to come to it. So your best bet would just be to prepare with your boundaries firmly in place that, yes, I have my license. No, that does not mean I'm driving you everywhere. No, that does not mean that you can tell me where to go, who to go with, when to go, what to do. I am an autonomous adult woman that can come and go and do what she wants. I'm not hurting anybody. This is my car. This is my life. Of course, you don't have to come out and say it in those words or those terms, but almost preparing yourself for whatever excuse they're going to throw at you or you think they might throw at you. Not that you have to prepare. You just saying, yeah, I have a license, so what? Should be enough. But because I know you, Cheyenne, you don't want to just be a brat and then them, whatever. I know you. I know you enough energetically that you want to at least explain, which you don't owe them an explanation, but knowing you want to give them one. And that's okay. That's okay. So as far as you explaining to them your boundaries or, the facts of the situation. What does this look like for Cheyenne? Yeah, this is about you stepping into your own autonomy, your own authority, and being able to take care of yourself. And I think that is kind of the crux of the situation is because you can take care of yourself. Now these other people in the house want you to also take care of them and take them places or do things for them, which this has nothing to do with them. But your best bet really is going to be here to just face it. Yeah, just face the music. Yep. And that's probably not fun. Not fun for any of us to have to do that, but it's going to be your best bet. And in fact, it's going to play in your favor because the brother or brothers, the father, they're all and I would advise not telling them all when they're all together to where you're going to have 3 against 1. Tell, if you get caught by one of them, of course you'd probably tell them. Or if you decide to just say, hey, I have my license, but these are my boundaries. Or this is like the most like prevalent outcome here is just to come and go as you please. If someone sees you, so be it. And then you'll know basically to prepare whatever you want to prepare so you don't feel like on the spot and in huge conflict so that you can be ready to know what you're going to say so you don't feel blindsided by them attacking you or coming at you. And then you may be agreeing to things that don't align with your boundaries. If you have your boundaries firmly in place and you know what you will and won't do, that's going to be the foundation from which you build, and them even taking you seriously as a person, as your own person, and them respecting you because you are putting boundaries and you're growing up, your own autonomy, and there's really nothing they can say or do to take that away from you unless you allow them to. So first and foremost, clear those cords, and then maybe come up with as far as your boundaries or what's acceptable. It's like what's not acceptable as far as how you want to tell them, or if you just want to wait till they catch you in the act, or how that looks like for you personally, what you want to do to just not have to live in fear. And it's not so much you're living in fear. I mean, it's more the fear of the consequences of, them calling you out or attacking you or ganging up on you. And I think you perceiving that fear is actually more fearful to you than the actual act of getting confronted and then just facing it. It's like you built it up in your, again, subconsciously, it's probably built up to be this huge thing that it might not even be a big deal when it comes out. Yeah, I wouldn't let them in my car. I couldn't. Their energy makes me uncomfortable. I'd let them see, around just, yeah, right. Yeah, and it's your life, it's your boundaries, it's your car. You set those rules and those boundaries as you see fit. If you don't even want them opening the door to look in your car, make that very clear. Don't make it very vague and, oh, well, maybe someday you can take a ride. No, just make it very clear. I'm not driving you or you or you. I'm not doing this. You're not telling me where to go. Of course, in a very tactful and Cheyenne-like way. It's not like you're demanding things of them either. You know what I mean? Just putting your own tactful spin on whatever it is, where you want to set your boundaries, whatever rules you have. And if they're not happy for you that you got your license, that says a lot more about them than it says about you. So, yes. All right, Cheyenne, I hope that helped. It's not ever fun to hear. We got to face the music. But yet at the same time, it can be so freeing because that fear of conflict in the future is no longer hanging over our head. It's done. It's over. And it may not have even been as bad as we worked it up months or years to be. I've been in so many of those scenarios in my life. It's like if I had just faced it, having like, especially like with phone calls, it's like, oh man, I missed someone's phone call. And instead of calling them back, I will like, what did they call for? Oh my gosh, what if something's wrong? What if this? What if that? Build it up to be some crazy thing in my head, crazy for me. And then they're like, oh, I just wonder what you were doing. And it's like, oh my gosh, okay. Man, I should have just called them right away to know what's going on, or, at my earliest convenience instead of just hyping it up. I do that still, though. To this day, I still do that once in a while. So, yes, we all have been there. We've all done that. But you can do this. And it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. And for some reason, if things blow up, again, says a lot more about them than it says about you. All right, Brianna. Pucky Journeys, welcome. Good to see you here. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Brianna. Brianna, one card read. I don't know that I've seen Brianna here yet, so I'm going to assume she probably left her question in PayPal email. Okay, so I'm going to timestamp because I don't know that she is here. So we're going to timestamp. And just for reference, the last drawing winner was Amber A. Amber A, if you are here, you won the drawing last, I guess it was a week ago because I was not live on Wednesday. So B degree. And your timestamp is, drumroll please, 50 minutes-ish. Okay, right around there. Okay. So Brianna's question is timeless and specific reading for her regarding anything she needs to hear. Ooh, we're going to the after tarot for this one. I don't know why, but we are. So here we go. So anything timeless and specific for Brianna, what she needs to hear. Not only what she needs to hear right now, but at any future time she happens upon this reading, because I know she revisits her readings a lot. That can help her maybe even in the future when she's checking back on this reading, but especially as well, first and foremost, right now. Ooh. So there might be a bit of confusion, or if you're trying to decide between two options, I actually want to pull a card for each option. If you're not, at least in this time frame right now, like stuck between two options or confused about anything, this might be more about your future, a future question you might have or decision you're wanting to try to make. But let's pull a card for option 1 and option 2. Okay, so option 1 for Brianna. Ooh, having your cake and eating it too is what I'm hearing. But this is a card of recognition, reward, just really feeling content and emotionally fulfilled in where you've made it to or where you're hoping to make it to. So is the question at hand, do I do this or do I do that, going to take you closer to your having your cake and eating it too, your recognition, your reward, or is it taking you further away? If it's taking you further away, don't go that direction. Go in the direction where you can have everything you want. Which I think, wouldn't we all want to choose the direction where we can get everything we want? I would say yes, but no, we don't as humans a lot of times do that because that's the hard work that a lot of us like to avoid. Or we're like, oh, that would be nice, but I could never. No, you could. You could and you will if you just go this route. Second option, it's about a connection. So you might be caught between, do I spend time with friends or do I work on my dreams? Like that's really what this feels like. If you're already kind of in this limbo of, how much time you take for your personal relationships with people, friends, family, all that, or taking time to really work on your dreams, your business, your goals, your desires, and really trying to find the balance or the split, because a lot of times the twos really do indicate a lack of balance, a lack of awareness, too many options sometimes, or just not sure what direction to look. But let's just see any other overarching messages that need to come through, timeless or right now for Brianna. Ooh, yeah. What was I saying about having your cake and eating it too? This is the Magician. All the tools you need to succeed at whatever it is you're hoping to accomplish, manifest, create, those tools are available to you right now. Right now. Super Troopers analogy. I don't know if that movie means anything to you, but I don't know why it came up that way. There's not even a cat on this card for me to say meow, so I don't know. So really this is about, I don't know if there's something about a cat going on in your life as far as just wanting to get a cat, or if you already have a cat, or a friend or a family member has a cat, or you're seeing a lot of cats. Cat symbolism. Cats really are independent creatures as well, so that could even just be more symbolic of the cat coming through right now. Just randomly, I get the most random messages when it's your reading, Brianna, which I think always, like you had mentioned in your comment on last week's reading, that even me talking about my resting bee face from my grandmother, like totally resonated with you. And like, I had no idea why I needed to talk about that during your reading, but it just had to come out. Same with this. So this is about, even if you have to, and now we get in a Fleetwood Mac song, go your own way with certain things or certain just taking time for yourself to really devote to your goals, having your cake and eating it too. It comes at a price. Sometimes that price is personal relationships because we only have so many hours in a day. And if we're devoting, a great number of those to our goals, wishes, dreams, desires, and are kind of in a solitary, almost like hermit phase, sometimes our personal relationships can suffer for it. But that doesn't mean this is wrong or that you should dump this off and just only focus on this. It's about, again, right now there might be just a bit of lack of balance. It doesn't mean you have to, put the brakes on your dreams. No, but just allowing certain snippets or moments or events during your day, your week, your month, your year to devote to the people that mean something to you. Oh, there is a cat on this one though. Look at that. There is a cat on that card. So, interesting. And I don't think, if I'm recalling correctly, there is no cat on the Two of Cups in the traditional depiction, but this is the after tarot. So this is what comes in after the initial Two of Cups. They are about to offer each other their emotional, need or whatever it is. But in the after tarot, they've accepted it. Look at that. So it's not just an offering of, but an acceptance. So you might even be strengthening a relationship here or taking a relationship to the next level. It doesn't just have to be romantic. It can be like a soul sister type energy where instead of just being acquaintances, now you're like, I don't know how I'm ever going to live without this person. She's amazing. She's everything that I could want in a friend and more. Very sisterly type energy here. Anything else? One more that needs to come out. Anything else for Brianna? Timeless message. Ooh, mindfulness. And I think that's where this, we're kind of coming full circle here of a lot of times that just not very clear or just very confused, brain fog, muddled, just not sure what direction to go. A little mindfulness in whatever it is you're ruminating on can really go a long way. And we have here, I'm like, it's a dragonfly, but like I'm looking at it, it's like a praying mantis, a dragonfly, a butterfly, like all rolled into one, maybe a moth. The butt on that butterfly looks more moth-like. I don't know. So it's almost like what's it called? Like a mixture. Like that's the word I'm looking for. Like a hybrid. You're hybridizing something. You're not doing something the traditional way. You're hybridizing something to maybe bring two things together to make one thing. Again, might be a very specific message that I don't personally understand right this second, but you might know exactly what that hybridization kind of model or energy is talking about, either in your business or your personal life. All right, Brianna, so I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again for your donation, and I hope this resonated and brought you some guidance and clarity, not just now, because I know you want some guidance and clarity with this card, but not just now, but maybe in the future as well. All right, Brianna. Okay, hello, Wu-Tang Tia. You're arriving just in time for, well, we still have a couple people on our donation list, but we're getting closer and closer to our giveaway and our drawing. So don't go away, friends. We're getting closer. Right as I said that, we went from 8 people to 6 people. How funny. Don't go away. Boom. They're gone. Funny. All right, Sandy is next, and then we have Florence B. also donate for a full read. So let me add her. Okay, so current list is just Sandy full read and Florence B full read. Okay. And let me just check that we didn't have any other donations come in. Nope, we are up to date. Okay. Perfect. So Sandy wants to know what she needs to know. And I'm thinking we're going to go with the After Tarot. It's funny because here I am trying to use my different Halloween tarot decks. Look at this. We did use them in the collective. I'm trying to use these because, this is the last live stream of before Halloween, and then it's all over. But yet I keep being directed to use the After Tarot. So I'm just going to roll with what I'm feeling I need to go. So what does Sandy need to know? What does Sandy need to know? Future energy. Ooh. Yeah, once again, there's some confusion or just unclear thought process or kind of just unsure what the next step is. And it could even be that there's just multiple things going on or really nothing going on because this is a very dualistic energy in and of itself. Well, let's just see specifically what this means for Sandy, what she needs to know with this possible confusion. Just clearing the confusion. Ooh. It's really about a shift of focus. And of course, in this card, the person's blindfolded, so they can't even see, but it's like they can kind of see. In the traditional depiction of this card, the blindfold is very clearly over the eyes. But in this depiction, it's like they're peeking out the bottom. Like they can see maybe not the full picture, but they're seeing a bit of the bottom. So this is about being able to see clearly. And then this is a card traditionally about focus, about shifting your focus from what has ended or left your life and shifting that focus to what gifts are still either in your life or available to you in the very near future. And he's about, in the traditional depiction, he's very clearly crying over spilled milk or grieving the loss of the spilling of these 3 cups. But it's like he's mid-turn to start to see there's a silver lining or, a rainbow on the horizon after the storm of something, something good. So this really, to me, looks like good news. But yet his back is turned. Okay. His back is turned on this drowning guy or this guy that's like desperately in need of his help. And I'm really seeing this, Sandy, not as some person in your life that needs your help, although that can be the case. This is more your inner child or past versions of you crying out for help, for healing for your future. So this really is about healing. And we don't have to go all the way to the depths of our darkest parts to find things to heal. There's usually something very close to the surface that we can heal without even having to dive that deep. And especially, Sandy, if you've been feeling a little bit emotional or teary or just not 100% like hyped on life right now, that lets me know for you that there is something very close to the surface that is wanting to be let go or released from the past that you can let go. You don't have to carry it around anymore as a wound or a burden. It's ready to let go or dissipate so that you can allow what was taking up that space, you letting that go and making room for some new, beautiful, fresh energy. Yes. What were we saying about your inner self, that more shadowy, dark depth self that's, right here in this card, drowning. But also there's the strength card, which is your inner self of, your true spirit. That's that part of you that exists, that is in pure alignment with the original source creator, whatever it is that created everything. There is that aspect of you that is willing and able and available to help you with any confusion, any grief, any perceived loss or traumas or wounds from the past that you're healing. You have that aspect of you available. And this card just fell to the floor. So I'm seeing this as you just dropping or releasing, letting go of those past burdens. So you can now shift your focus to something more in alignment with who you are now, rather than having to live under those old guidelines. Yeah. You're moving on. You're moving forward from something that perceivably, it didn't physically or literally hold you back, but it was more of an internal, maybe even mental or emotional block, or just a holding back of maybe not shining your full light at certain points, or maybe even not speaking your full truth around certain people or about certain things. But now you're ready to speak out about it or move forward about it. Maybe once and for all, you're just speaking it like in your mind, like, okay, I'm letting this go now. And that's all you need to do. But there might even be like, I'm seeing like an audience that you might have. Not that that's the reason these people are coming to you is to hear this, but it's almost like the right people are coming to you at this time for you to maybe share something personal about yourself from your past that is going to really inspire somebody. Oh yeah, you've been on the verge of tears a lot. Yeah, it's that eclipse season that's really helping with that, I'm sure. But you are, even just in your words, maybe you're not even speaking about, literally speaking out about the things that you've been through or, what's from your past, but just your voice in and of itself is healing and helping others move on. Even just finding things to laugh about and, connect to people about is really what it is about. And we have the Justice card here. So finding emotional balance. So this verge of tears kind of feeling that you've been feeling lately, it's going to be in your past very soon. These cycles always come back around. So, we might be on the verge of tears for a month or so, and then, a year from then, maybe it happens again, or 3 months from then, these things come and go. But for a while, at least the next little while, things are going to balance out. You're going to feel a lot more like you can breathe, like there's not this heaviness, that you're not looking at the past and feeling this grief or loss about something, or even that confusion. So where you've been confused, now you're finding that clarity and able to know what to do. And there really is kind of a Hierophant vibe also to this Justice card. And with Justice and the Hierophant, both cards can indicate legal paperwork or court systems, signing of contracts, making something legal. So there might be a legal signing of a contract to either purchase something or put something into your name, or if you're selling something and putting it into someone else's name, there could be something like that coming up for you, signing of a contract, something that's legally binding. But it's beneficial to you. It's not anything scary or crazy. It's something that's going to benefit you. And I see this within the next year. So that might not be tomorrow or 3 months from now, but it might be between now and a year from now. You're signing a contract on something that's going to benefit you. So hello, Cha Cha, welcome. I just saw the victory cards. I'm going to put those away, but then I realized, no, I don't want to put them away quite yet because I want to grab a oracle card for you as well. So there's victory here. After a hard battle or just really being unsure, kind of going through, the dark night of the soul of sorts, you're now finding that happiness again and that victory. Recognition as well. Six of Wands really does deal with finally getting the recognition you deserve. Being noticed by the right people. Yeah, magical power. I love this. This is really about tuning into that, that spirit aspect of you that is absolutely miraculous and magical and mystical and just divine, and bringing that into the human self to create something really beautiful, be it something that you're, creating with your art, your business, or, just creating your life as something really magical and beautiful, and something you might even have a lot of just kind of weird Twilight Zone type experiences coming up, or something that's been happening for my husband and I lately. He's got they're not Invisalign, they're called Sure Smile, but they're basically like an Invisalign braces. He lost one, the bottom one, that's the one he needs the most, and he's actually re-upping and doing yet another 4 weeks of these braces, but he was supposed to have to wear this one for a couple weeks, and he lost it, and he had left it out. He didn't bring it home. He left it out, 26 miles away at his parents' house down a couple towns over. And he's like, shoot, I need to get that. But they say it's not there where I know I left it. So I don't know. And for the next day and then the next day, me and the kids and my husband were coming and going up and down our front stairs. And then he's come, and I look down when I walk on my stairs just because I want to know where my foot's going so I don't fall, because I've fallen down or upstairs too many times in my life to just sail up and down usually. I mean, I'll sail up and down the carpeted stairs, no problem, but my outside stairs, I always watch my feet as I walk in. It's just a habit. I didn't see the braces, but they were right there on the stairs. My husband found them. He's like, there's no way they could be here. There's no way they could be here. And then I also had a thing with the timestamp. My dentist, another dentist thing. This is weird. Another dentist thing. Maybe you're having some dental issues or work done, possibly, Sandy, or teeth. Something with your teeth. Getting a glow up with your teeth. I don't know. But I had a cleaning, just a dental cleaning I had yesterday. But they wanted me to confirm. They do like an auto text that you confirm your appointment. And Tuesday, my husband walked, he got his rental car. He didn't walk up, but he walked to my car, got in my car at the school where the kids were. He wanted to say goodbye to the kids before he had to take off for his trip. So he got in the car, and it had to have been around 2:30-ish when he got in the car. And we were talking, hanging out and everything. And that it said that I had clicked C to confirm my appointment while I was in the car, but I didn't. And even the next day, I was just like, or was that Monday? It was whatever Monday. It was Monday. But whatever day it was, it said they had texted me that morning, and I saw that text come in the morning. But then, in that afternoon at 2:48, I had texted confirm, which I did not, because the next day I'm like, man, I really should text the dentist back confirm because I didn't. And that's a nice thing to do. So I should probably do that. And then Thursday or Wednesday, um, it popped up again that your appointment is tomorrow. Thanks for confirming. And I was like, I didn't confirm what? So I click on it and it showed I had confirmed the day before at 2:48 p.m., which I did not. I did not. Because again, like we were talking about with Cheyenne earlier, sometimes I know I need to do something. And if I had just done it right that second, I didn't have to sit there and worry about it. And I kept thinking, oh, I got to confirm my appointment. I got to confirm my appointment. And I didn't. I just didn't. And I've had my phone in my hand multiple times. Could have easily went into the text, literally typed C and confirmed. Well, on some timeline, I did it right away because, or right after, because there it was. Even though I didn't do it, I didn't do it. Oh, that's funny. Brianna's husband. I just said almost said husband. Boyfriend is dentist. Woo. Oh, and Cha Cha has donated as well. Awesome. Well, let's see. Well, I hope that resonated, Sandy. But yeah, there might be some changes coming. Maybe to your teeth, dental stuff, because we were just two examples of teeth, and also Brianna's boyfriend. Almost said husband again. I'm like, boyfriend. Dentist boyfriend. Yeah. So maybe you're getting married at some point to this dude, Brianna. Because I just want to keep calling him your husband. That's so funny. All right. Cha Cha has also donated. Let me go check here. Yes. So we have Cha Cha donation as well. I'm going to add that to the list. So Florence, and then Cha Cha. Okay. So, and then Junkie. Oh, okay. Boom. Oh, you've been talking about marriage. That's so cool. Wow. I like twice almost called him husband. So, maybe there's something to that. Maybe. I don't want to spoil any surprises, spoiler alerts. But maybe he's really thinking about proposing, or maybe he's ring shopping. I mean, we just never know. We never know. I'm not trying to get your hopes up or anything, but maybe that's what's going on right now. I don't know. But with what we got for your reading, if you hadn't seen it already, we had the Two of Cups, but I used the After Tarot, which is about not just offering, giving that emotional offer, but accepting an offer. Oh my God. Okay, spoiler alert. Maybe he's proposing soon. Okay. I didn't say that, but I just said that. But I didn't say that. So you didn't hear it from me. Oh my God, I have chills now. Okay, Brianna, I don't want to like spoil any surprises, but hello. I can't deny it when I see it, or I feel it, or I hear it. So I don't know. Don't be disappointed if it doesn't happen right away, because it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But like, his gears are at least going in the direction of, let's lock this down. I can't let her get away. Oh no. Well, usually when that's the case, Brianna, it usually will play back like flawlessly. Fingers crossed that it does, because we just got some major spoiler alerts going on here for you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sandy has no teeth. Oh no. Well, maybe you're getting some really pretty implants or dentures or something. Yeah. If he does, I'm going to faint. Oh my gosh, right? Okay, you didn't hear it from me. And yeah, don't put that bug in his ear that, the girl you go to for readings sometimes said something about it. Because we don't want to put pressure on him. Because, we don't know. We don't know when, but we know he most likely is going to, but we don't know when. We don't know when. So we'll just keep that set of cards close to the chest for a while, right? All right, so let's get into Florence's question. We're just having fun chatting, but let's get into Florence's question. And I do have a timestamp for yours, Brianna. It's just right around the 50-minute mark. That's what I wrote down here. It's a few seconds after that, but yeah, right around the 50-minute mark of our live stream is your timestamp for when this posts. But if you try to find it now while it's still live, it will be difficult to find the 50-minute mark to start your reading. Yes. Okay. Florence wants to know, she has been having a lot of inner work the last 3 months and would like to know if there's any time indication when this cycle is completed. What should I focus on until the rest of the year? All right. So I kind of want to make this like a two-part question. So maybe like two one-card reads within one, because I'm kind of seeing two distinct answers coming to the forefront for this reading, or ways we can kind of phrase this in two parts, I guess we could say. So she's been doing a lot of that inner work the past 3 months and would like to know if there's a time indication on when the cycle is completed. And then we'll also tune into what you should focus on the rest of the year. Okay, so doing that work. When is the cycle completed? Ooh, got a lot going on here. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, then. So we got two major arcana. So definitely some major cycles are happening here. And at the heart of this card is success. At the heart of this card is being able to create the reality that you are wanting to see in the material world. And you also have emotional fulfillment with the 10 of Cups. So like sitting around a campfire singing Kumbaya, like a lot of this healing work that you have done is really going to pay off for you in the years to come, in the weeks, months, years, decades, centuries to come, lifetimes to come. Real good work that you've put in there that you're going to benefit from greatly. As far as when this will end, I would say, I usually get very Taurus vibe from this, but I'm not seeing you have to wait all the way to Taurus season. The next Earth sign time is Capricorn season, which is coming up in December. That to me feels more relevant, but you're going to see yet another level up between Taurus season and also Cancer season. Chariot is Cancer energy as well. And if we have, I'm trying to decide or figure out, in April, that full moon, I think it's a Scorpio, at least in Vedic astrology, it's a Scorpio eclipse, I want to say. I could be wrong, but that would put it into backwards. So Libra, it would be Libra for Western astrology if you follow more of that. But basically between now and that next eclipse cycle that kicks off to create the next eclipse cycle, it's like you're leveling up and then leveling up and then leveling up again. So there's even more. It doesn't mean it's all going to be sunshine and roses, but I don't think it's going to be as difficult as, say, the last 6 months has been for you in the healing realm. So all that work and, stuff that you've done, it's not going to be as difficult the next 6 to 12 months as it was these past 3 to 6 months, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not losing you with that. But as far as when that cycle is complete, I would say by once Capricorn kicks off, so between like middle of December through January, like part of January. Around the 20th-ish of January, I think, is when Aquarius season starts for Western astrology. So for the second part of your question, what to focus on the rest of this year, which gives you roughly 2 months and some change for days here. 2 months and a few days. What to focus on. Ooh, wow. So there's wish fulfillment coming in. Oh, I love this. Yes, because we were talking about Capricorn season, when you're going to be able to close that cycle out. Yes, absolutely. Closing it out. And I'm glad we used the after tarot here, because not only are you closing it out, you've got a new beginning here. Fresh inspiration for a new beginning to take you to that next really good fulfillment with, this energy here between Taurus and Cancer season, and just emotional contentment coming out the yin yang, which is amazing. But yeah, there's some recognition, reward, and this is also the card of healing. So there's more healing you're doing, but it's a good time. It's not that deep transformational. It's still very transformational. Obviously, you got all these major arcanas coming in here as well, but it's not going to be as difficult. That's what I'm trying to say. And you're actually going to maybe have some fun. So this to me feels like self-care type of healing you're doing for your inner child, for your physical body, for your mental and spiritual and emotional health that feel good to you. And it might even be that you're establishing some really good spiritual and like self-care routines that just really feel like you're revitalizing your own energy. And you're closing out cycles of maybe lack or feeling left out this is a lot of times comes as like a lack mentality or poverty. Like if you have any like poverty curses in your family line, or really living close to paycheck or poverty levels in past generations, you're closing cycles out within lack mindset or poverty mindset, which is huge, huge. Anyone would love to see that come up. Slow and steady wins the race, as I always say with the Knight of Pentacles. So, it's not going to be an overnight, like, major revelation. Although, though, that being said, you still might get, like, overnight, like, epiphanies, aha moments that just occur to you that are very divinely inspired for your future path. But you may not be able to implement that thing overnight, is really what I say. So, you'll get the idea and you'll know what to do overnight, maybe. But to actually take action and make it happen might take a bit of time. But this is the energy you want with you in any long-term change or shift or healing you're doing. This is the Knight you want to see, because he does not give up. He just keeps plotting and planning and moving forward and going and growing, and this is what you want. Yeah, you're definitely closing out that cycle. And as far as what to focus on the rest of the year, closing out any poverty curses, lack mentalities, mindsets, focusing on your self-care, treating yourself. I'm even seeing you giving yourself or gifting yourself something that you've been wanting for a while for Christmas. And it's not just some random thing. This to me feels like it's very self-care. It could be you're booking a massage, getting your hair done, nails did, whatever self-care looks like for you that you might want to employ someone else to help you with. Could even be like red light therapy, a trip, possibly going on a trip somewhere where you can soak in natural warm water. So that could be like a hot spring. I know, I don't know like worldwide, like where all the hot springs are located, but like where I'm at in the United States, there's hot springs everywhere in Montana. And that's what this reminds me of is a natural hot spring. But it also kind of reminds me of Yona Yinton, not the lady so much, but like the surroundings and the soaking. She will cut through the ice I think she's in Sweden, I think. She'll cut through the ice and do like cold soaking. So if that's something that puts hair on your toes, as my husband always says, if that's something that interests you, possibly being able to do that, some sort of cold therapy or warm therapy. If you're more into the hot springs, that would be more of my vibe. I don't like being cold purposely. But yeah, that's to focus, just to allow these cycles to close and to, get your epiphany, your aha moment, to be able to start taking action in the direction that is going to lead you to all sorts of good stuff come next April through like early July. So that's pretty darn exciting. So yeah. All right, Florence, that's awesome. So there's more healing, but it's not feeling as difficult or as lonely as this most recent healing cycle was for you. So embrace it. Embrace it. You're most welcome. Yeah, don't hot springs sound amazing? I've only been like twice or 3 times. Once to Lola Hot Springs and once to Quinn Hot Springs in my area here. And I loved it. Oh my gosh. I loved it. It's like natural hot tub. I love it. And of course I visited like Old Faithful and all that when we went down to Yellowstone National Park in, I guess it was the end of August. And of course we didn't go into any of the hot springs. And some of those are so hot, you're not allowed to go anywhere near them or you will burn yourself or hurt yourself. The ones that I've been to are like, they have like concrete, like pool built and then the hot spring just comes in. Those are the ones I've been to. They're like, not like full on resorts, but like Quinn Hot Springs, they have like cabins and stuff you can stay in on site, which is pretty cool. But there's all sorts of different hot springs sprinkled all over where I'm at in Montana, Idaho, this part of the United States. Yeah, they're so fun. So cool. All right. So up next, we have the Junking Data Girl, aka Cha-Cha. And I'm going to go see if she left her question in the comment or if she did not. Oh, and we have another donation coming in, which is 1 card for Vicky. Hello, Vicky. All right. I put grill, Junking Data Grill. No, it's G-I-R-L, not G-R-I-L. And then Vicky, I'm going to add Vicky. So go ahead and post your question, Cha Cha. We'll get right into it for you. One card for Vicky added to the list here. And of course, no matter what, no matter we have any other donations come in, we're going to do our giveaway right after Vicky's question. So we have a full read for Cha Cha, aka the Junking Data Girl, and then a one card read for Vicky, and then we're going to do our giveaway. And of course, also if you have headphones, turn them down. I don't hurt anyone's ears. Our perpetual drawing, we're going to add names and also pull one more, so don't go away. I just love giving things away. And my friend Jessa actually gave me the most brilliant upon brilliantest ideas to do like a 12 days of Christmas giveaway. Not just giving away readings and all that, but like card decks that I no longer want, books that I no longer want, stuff like that. She gave me that great idea. And then, of course, Sarah Cannon, Heart Breathings here on YouTube. She's a writer and like basically self-publishing guru, if you ask me. She has her Spooktacular, which she's doing 13 days of giveaways, which I think is just the coolest. She's giving like away thousands of dollars worth of stuff, which I don't really have the means to be able to do that. I wish. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Oprah vibes, but no. But I can give what I can give and feel very good about giving what I can give. I'm super excited for that. Of course, that will be around the Christmas/holiday season. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I love so many of my decks. So fun. So Chacha wants to know what she should expect over the next 3 months. Let's find out. I guess we're going to the after tarot yet again. Trying to use my Halloween tarot, but that just doesn't feel right for your question. I'm actually glad that we've used this after tarot for the last few questions because the depictions in here actually triggered or like, what's the word? Not triggered, but like inspired other information to come through that wouldn't have come through in these other cards. So I guess there's a reason for it. So tuning into Cha-Cha's energy, what she should expect over the next 3 months. Ooh, Knight of Cups. So you're moving forward on something that feels very emotionally exciting or fulfilling for you. Forward momentum. We were just talking about hot springs and natural bodies of water. You might even be going somewhere near, but it looks like he's stopping to get a drink. And they say only drink, if you are like in dire straits with water, where the horses won't drink, don't drink that water. Only drink where the horses will drink. And I'm also hearing if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So there might be something, Cha-Cha, that you've wanted to do, and you've kind of put yourself in the position to be able to do it, but yet you can't like quite pull the trigger or like take the leap of faith to make this thing actually happen. If you already know what that is, then of course, use your intuition. This might also though be something that you're not aware of yet. So it's almost like there's an inspiration or something that's going to feel very emotionally fulfilling or exciting to you that you're ready to do, but like you just haven't been able to just take that next step or take that leap or whatever it is. Might even be like financially, there's something standing in the way financially for these emotional dreams to come true. But let's tune into that. They're kind of wanting to go like more financial type reading now, I guess. So that's where we're going. Financial. Pentacles coming out. I don't know. Oh my God. Pentacles are coming out. The best pentacles you can get for financial stuff. This is like big money. This is windfall money. Or if we're looking at this more generationally, this could be, leaving enough to, give people an inheritance is, like generational wealth kind of vibe. So this could look like an inheritance coming to you, or, I don't ever condone people going out and, gambling or that, but this could be a lottery win. And I'm not seeing like multi-million lottery win or anything like that, but even if you win $1 on a lottery ticket, that's still a win, right? But doesn't just have to be financial, but it could just be that you are somehow getting the means or something is coming down in price so that you're able to take the leap in that direction. But I don't know, Cha-Cha, if you have young children or possibly grandchildren, or people in your life that have young children or even pets, if pets mean something to you, but it's very young and youthful and very just innocent energy coming in. So even tuning into your own inner child can really help bring this innocence to your life that will bring in more abundance. And abundance doesn't always have to just look like cash money. It can be help when you need it. It can be, a coupon. It can be, oh, a great nephew. Aw. It can be something that helps you in some way or benefits your life or adds to your life, enhances your life. It doesn't always have to look like just money coming in, because it's not, for most of us anyway, it's not the money that we want. It's what the money can do or buy or create for us. Usually it's security and stability so that we can then live the life we want. It's not so much the money, it's stability, security, and all that we want, that the money can a lot of times allow us. So there could be something around your stability, security, that either money or help or resources is coming in to benefit you so you can take that next step. If this looks like a house purchase or something like that, purchasing maybe even of a vehicle, we have movement here with the Knights. Of course, back in the day, they rode horses instead of driving Teslas around or whatever. But let's just see what else Cha-Cha needs to know about all this. Okay. Confidence. And the Knight of Cups is pretty confident. It's kind of the romantic, a bit cocky at times, but usually because they're like a hopeless romantic kind of vibe. So it doesn't have to be specifically around romance. This to me feels more just falling in love with life and just feeling like a more confident version of yourself is what's really coming up very soon over these next 3 months. You're just feeling more confident, even possibly in your ability to create a life that feels like long lasting and emotionally fulfilling as well. Could even be some sort of family reunion. A lot of times I get the vibe, or even being able to connect with family, and even family that's at a distance, like, distant cousins, and not just location wise distant, but in the family tree wise, like it's not just your immediate family, but like extended family. So to me, that's like possibly family reunion vibes. So I don't know if you have plans maybe for the holidays to get together with certain family members, extended family, or even friends that feel like family. But it really does feel like a good time can be had. This to me feels like everybody's sitting around a table, maybe having good meals, good conversations, maybe like board games, or connecting on a deep level, having a lot of laughs, really sharing memories, these kind of things. Really good, fun energy here, Cha-Cha. Really, really good stuff. And sometimes that can fill our, fill our well or fill up our treasure chest of just happiness. I love that. So you're really feeling overwhelmed in the love department of, people that love you, people that you love. You're just feeling the love. Again, doesn't have to be romantic. It can be all the loves. Oh, you moved in your mother's house. That's not sure what's going on in the next few months. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. And then there's grounding, which the 4th house of mother, funny enough, in astrology, this is a place where we ground ourselves, our home, right? So you're putting down roots, or and I don't know if this was your childhood home or it's been a home you had lived in before, or if this is just something more recent that your mother had moved into and now you're living there. But there is this essence of making it not just her old house, but making it your new home, even though her energy is still there in a way. But making it your own, just making this house your home, All right, Cha-Cha, I hope that resonated for you. That's such cool energy. So cool. Yeah, so if you don't have any plans to meet up with friends or family, extended family, you might be getting an invitation here in the next short while for the holidays to join family or friends. Or if you're wanting to, you can also then invite family and friends to come and, celebrate with you. You're so welcome. What a fun next few months. Yeah, you're putting down roots and really feeling content and being able to just establish yourself in a new way that feels really good. And getting clarity. I saw the Ace of Swords on the back as I'm shuffling it all in here. Brianna says that reading was spot on. I've been seeing cats that I need to find the meaning of. Oh my goodness. I used to know a website that broke down the spiritual meaning of each type of cat based on their colors. Oh, that is so cool. And it's so funny because I was kind of doing my own like pet analysis earlier today. So it's really funny, but mine was more with dogs. The fact that I always have to have a black dog in my life. I love black dogs. I don't know what it is. But the color black, it really does it just brings in all the energy. White will kind of reflect the energy, and black will consume the energy. So I don't know if it's funny because the reason I'm saying dog specifically is because this my Venus is in the sixth house of like small pets and dogs, and I think there's just a rhyme and a reason to why certain people like white cats or black cats or calico cats, or there's got to be a rhyme or a reason to it. Yeah, and it might even just be that we know which specific brand of familiar or pet will help us the most. And of course, color, everything has a vibration and a resonance. So, yeah, I think that's so cool. Yeah, I hope you're able to find that, because that would be really, what a wealth of information to be able to break it down by color of cats. That's so cool. I love that. How neat. How cool. All right, so Vicky, one card read for Vicky, and then we're going to be doing our giveaway. And I think that was our last donation, but of course there's still time. If anyone was wanting to get in on the donations, feel free to do so, and we will do your reading after our giveaway and our drawing. But first, give Vicky her one card read that she has already purchased. So let's do that. Have her back on the list here since I didn't copy it the first time. Boom, there we go. Okay. Giveaway coming up after Vicky's one card read. All right, Vicky. So, and we had another one card coming in from Florence, which we will take care of that one right after our giveaway and drawing as well. So let me add Florence to our list right quick, and then we'll get into Vicky's reading. So giveaway, drawing, and then one card. And there's our current lineup of everything we got going on. Okay. So. Okay. Going over to Vicky's question. Hi, Amanda. Hope you're well. I am. Thank you so much for asking. Can I please ask True Spirit for some more information or guidance on our moving out situation? Thank you as always. Yes, let's tune in. I'm super pumped for this information to come out. I'm probably not as curious as you are, but pretty darn curious. I want to know how this is playing out. Oh, you told your dad you don't like living here, and he told us to renovate our room, which we did not take well, right? Since we live in a small box room and don't have proper beds. Oh my goodness. He should realize at some point that girls probably want to move out and live their own lives and, be feeling like they're in their own control of their own lives. Like that. But yeah, I don't blame you for not taking that very well. That's just not it. But let's see. All right. So I love this so much. That almost might have helped add fuel to your fire as far as getting the heck out of there. We have the Ace of Wands, which is usually like an inspiration card, like a golden ticket. Like that's what I'm seeing is like Willy Wonka. You remember the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Willy Wonka and the golden ticket? Doesn't mean that you're like winning like a free apartment or anything, but like the right opportunity will be coming to you at the right time. And we have here, I don't know what kind of lizard this is, but I'm hearing some sort of gecko in my mind. So looking up maybe the symbolism of an orange lizard. We were just talking about the different colors of animals here. So maybe there's a very specific message that needs to come out about orange lizards, orange salamanders, orange geckos. Just kind of look in those realms, do some investigation just to see what you can get. See if something comes up for you. Or even a spotted lizard. He's got some little spots on him as well. And then we also have the Page of Wands. So it's like taking that idea and moving with it. Of course, the Knight of Wands is where you really start seeing the momentum build. But at least with the Page of Wands, grabbing that Ace of Wands and claiming it, it's like solidifying it into the physical reality. This is feeling very inspired, ready to not just be a child under a parent's roof, but to take that next step to become an independent adult and just feel like you're living your own life, not living under, as a child to this father. And that's really what this is speaking to. But let's just see, as far as we're going now to our Halloween tarot. Any other advice or wisdom on this moving out situation for Vicky? And of course, Cheyenne, by way of, she's also going to probably most likely move out at the same time. Page of Swords. You're getting a lot of clarity. That Ace of Swords, again, the page is deciding to, take that next step. But it is, the pages really are maybe about gathering the information and then being able to make the best choice. And then the Knights are about taking the choice and then moving ahead with said choice. So this is just about doing your research about, pages a lot of times are, we have 2 pages here. Pages are about news or gathering information. So I would do research, get as much information as you can about different places and the current prices. I know prices have been kind of high in your area in the past, and they may still be that way. But again, I see you being able, it's like a very Page of Cups situation, a very surprising, situation that you maybe wouldn't have thought of, that's going to be coming for you, like a big opportunity. Yeah, we have 3. I love this. I love all of this. Hello. You have 2 pages of wands, or sorry, aces of wands. Yes. This aces are always yes. You are moving out. It's just a matter of when. With all this fire energy here, though, the next time we're in the fire sign is Sagittarius. That is coming up. That is November energy for Western astrology, more going into, well, I guess it's also going into December. But Sagittarius season in more Vedic astrology is kind of December going into January. So whichever one resonates most. Of course, in this case, I'd probably want to resonate as Western astrology because it happens faster. But this is basically 3 indications of being able to take action on a divinely inspired idea or news coming in. And doesn't end there because the other card that came out when that Ace of Wands came out was also the 3 of Wands. Literally, your ship's coming in. Literally being able to travel or move out, move forward, move ahead. I mean, could we get any better cards here than this? Maybe some Knights. Let's get some Knights in on this, as far as finally being able to do it. But you're very close at hand here, and it's just a matter of time. So I would allow yourself to use the fact that your dad told you to renovate the box that you live in, as you put it, in improper beds as fuel for your fire to allow you to just really get serious about this and, try to manifest a price or a situation that is going to really benefit both of you, that you're going to be able to do this sooner than later is really what I see here. So do the proper research and investigation, online or in person, maybe even literally going down. I know at least here in the States, we have what are called like property management places, but also just looking, online or newspaper, if that's still a thing in your area, for like for rent section of these things to see what's available, what's out there, what the prices are looking like. And just see what you can do, see what you can come up with. All right, I just feel like we need one more. Just anything else for Vicky and, of course, Cheyenne as well on this moving out situation. Yeah, we got Libra energy here, the beautiful mind. And, of course, that solar eclipse we just had was in Western Libra. So, wow. And we are in Libra season. Well, yeah, we're now in Libra season for Western astrology, but I do believe they might be out of it in Western astrology. I think they're out of Libra season, but yeah, there's definitely some balance coming in. so that you're not going to feel so out of balance or chaotic or cramped or just, in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then we have the Capricorn energy. You're making your next step forward, from that Sagittarius energy of that fire that you had with all those wands, and into Capricorn season, which in Western astrology, oh yeah, in Scorpio. Gotcha. I thought so. But yeah, Scorpio kicks off for Vedic astrology around November 15th. Because my Wrigley, he's a Scorpio either way, Western or Vedic. He's a Scorpio sun, Western or Vedic, and also he's a Hasta moon, so like Hasta Nakshatra moon, which is a Virgo moon. Yeah, I had to remind myself there for a second. Yeah, and my son Boston is a sun and moon. Sun in Aquarius, moon in Aquarius, and Leo ascendant. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, my husband's a Leo moon and Aquarius ascendant, and my Boston, my oldest son, is the opposite of that. He's the Aquarius moon and Leo ascendant. All right. So I love that for you both. And there's Leo. Yeah, you almost just have to speak it out to the universe. Be more extroverted with your energy. Get your name out there. Get the word out there to the universe. You're ready to move and make this thing happen. Yes. And also this wants to come out. What is this? 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Again, this is about making the most of the situation you're in right now until you can make something happen. Because 5 of Pentacles is about feeling like this is not ideal, but this is where we're at. But, it is what it is, but not fatalistic surrender where you're just going to allow yourself to feel stuck here forever. You're still saving, you're still planning and plotting and researching and looking into things so you can eventually move out. Yes. All right. So now we are getting into our giveaway territory and, our giveaway and then our drawing. So we are going to be using, because I want to use this deck, we're going to use this deck. We're using the Halloween Tarot. So here's the directions for our giveaway. The 8 people who are here, all of you can participate to the best of your ability or however you want. So you can start right now just naming tarot cards, because what I'm going to do is shuffle this deck up and I'm going to pull one of these tarot cards, or one of them's going to flop out or whatever. And whoever is the first person to get the card is going to get the reading. You're going to win the giveaway. And it's a 1-card pull, 1111 value. So just get your intuition going, or just guess if that feels more in alignment for you, whatever feels best. But here's our card. Ooh. Yeah. This card has come out in someone else's reading tonight. I might even narrow it down and try to remember whose reading it was. Cha-Cha? No, it wasn't Cha-Cha's reading. Ugh, why am I drawing a blank? Okay, I'm not the best person here trying to figure out who this was in. It was someone more recent. Oh my gosh. It wasn't Brianna, was it? I'm losing my mind. Okay, I'm gonna check the comments here. See who's guessing. Who's guessing what here? All right. So let me go. You guys have really been guessing here. Look at this. Okay. So I'm looking for specifically one of these here. Oh, Linda got it right away. Look at that. It's the Knight of Pentacles. Linda, you had it. Your second guess, Linda, was the Knight of Pentacles. So you were the first one I see on my list to get this. So I don't even have to narrow it down today. Linda won. Knight of Pentacles. Who had the slow and steady energy in their reading? Why am I drawing a blank and cannot remember that? I'm like, it's the best energy to have. Was it Brianna? Yeah, Linda, you're using that intuition. Look at that. Hi, Jamie. Welcome. Well, Linda, go ahead and let us know what you'd like to know today, and we will get you there. Oh, you're at the DMV. What a fun experience that always is. But everybody that wants to get entered into the drawing, put a 1010, number 1010, in the chat, and I will write your name down, and we'll put you in here before we draw, and then we'll do Linda's question, her reading. So Brandy Lynn is the first one I see. Let's get Brandy Lynn on paper. It's funny, Brandy Lynn, I had a dream last night you won the giveaway, which it was weird because I was live and I wasn't even in this live stream room and I wasn't even pulling cards. I was like doing some other random live stream, but I pulled your name out of it was like an Amazon box I had with names in it, and I pulled your name out, Brandy Lynn. So I'm gonna be curious to see if you actually win today. That would be so crazy if you did. Vicky is the next one I see. And apologize for my poor handwriting. It's hard to literally hold it down with my thumbnail as I write. It just moves out from under me. So, Vicky. And then next we have Brianna. Yes, you did pop in at the perfect time, didn't you, Jamie? Beat agree. Boom. Okay, and next we have Valerie Lyon. It's funny. The book series I'm currently reading, it's called oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the first book. It's the Marionette series by what's her name? Katie Wismer. She's like an author tuber. But the main character in her book series is name's Valerie. So that's really cool. Valerie Lyon. It's like a vampire, kind of a spicy Vampire Diaries or Vampire Academy kind of novel. Dark Academia. Real fun. John. Boom, John. I also had a dream about my best friend John last night. We won't go there though. That was a weird dream. Way too long to try to explain. All right. And no, it was not sex. Don't go there. You guys. I read your minds. Just kidding. No one probably thought that. But Jamie. It was just weird. Just weird vibes going on in my dream state the other night. Well, last night. It was weird. Not during Brandy Lynn's portion of it. The random. Okay, so we had Jamie, now Linda. Linda H. It's a very wonky H, but we'll take it. And any other 1010s that want to be entered in the giveaway. Oh my goodness, right? Amazon box of all things. Maybe I'll win when you get shipments of your printed books. Hey, maybe, right? Yeah, my friend that passed away, John. Yep, this John. Let me clear the dust off of that. That's probably embarrassing. Okay, so that's my friend Isaac, who I was kind of seeing at the time. And then there's my friend John, like trying to touch my boob. Like that was just how we rolled, though. Like he liked me like that, but I never like had feelings for him that way. But we were just best friends. And then there's me like, hey, stop it. And Isaac's just like, you guys are weird. Yeah, but I had a dream about him last night. It was just a weird dream. We were like at a house party. I won't get into it, but he just was like, he wasn't very nice in the dream. That's what I didn't like. Ugh, yucky. And again, not sexual. All right, Cheyenne. Let's get Cheyenne on the board here. All right, Cheyenne. All right, let's draw our name out of here. I think I've given everyone enough time to get their 1010 out. And then, of course, Linda can go ahead and post her question for her reading. And then right after that, well, I'll draw first, do Linda's giveaway reading, and then we'll draw whoever wins out of here. We'll do their one card pull after Linda. But we'll draw it right now. Closing my eyes, really getting it. We'll move it that way so you guys can see, but I can't. Okay. Really getting it going here. Okay, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? It's Brandy Lynn. Mic drop. You can't make that up. Come on now. Wow, that was cool. I didn't get like John vibes from John in the dream. It just put me off. I was like, get away from me, dude. And anytime I have a dream about him, I'm normally like, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna hug you, I get to see you, we get to hang out in the dream state. But this was not him, because he would never act or treat me the way that this John did in my dream. So yeah. Brandy Lynn, look at that. We're on the same frequency today, apparently. But let's do Linda's reading. Linda wants a general for the next few weeks. Of course, this is part of your general. So, Knight of Pentacles, there's some slow and steady energy, which I love to see because, of course, during these eclipse points, things can feel very up in the air and very chaotic and very just either really busy or really stagnant. And usually we don't want to feel either of those things. So this slow and steady energy, Linda, you're just going to rock these next few weeks here. This is really cool. Let's see. Ooh, then this is the King of Swords. So you're getting some really big clarity, forward momentum, being able to just speak. Like, it's almost like being able to, so if you're a writer, I mean, Brandy Lynn, all these writer analogies, but if you're a writer, and sometimes it's just the hardest thing to put into words what you're seeing in your head, like as a scene or as a character or the dialogue. Sometimes it's just so hard to put into words what you want to say and have it actually be on the page and not just like living in your head and barely translating to the page. So it's almost like, Linda, you're going to be able to have like a heart-to-heart discussion with someone coming up that it's going to click for them what you're trying to say. And maybe even also what they're trying to say is going to really click for you. You're going to be like, oh, or even some like miscommunication or excommunication from the past is going to make a lot of sense to you coming up. So very cool. Let's see what else. Next few weeks, especially with family. Yeah, it could have been a misunderstanding that you're getting clarity on and realizing they didn't really mean that, or something that you said to them. They're like, oh, I didn't think you meant it that way. I took it this way. And so I'm sorry. There might even be an apology or a forgiveness coming up with family. Wow. Your intuition's definitely on point because, I mean, you won the giveaway today for one. For two, you're seeing through the illusion of something. So again, getting some clarity in one area or another is going to bring, that clarity is going to bring this like veils of illusion down to where you're going to see to the truth of something and you're just going to be like, okay, I see what's going on here. And even if you don't have like physical proof of something someone's saying or doing, intuitively, you don't need that proof. You're just like, I know what's up here. I know what you're trying to do. I'm not playing that game. So someone might be trying to play games with you or try to twist your words to say, well, I never said that. I said this. And you're like, no, I was there. You said this. Even if you're not having this back and forth with them, it's like maybe you're playing this scenario out in your mind and you're like, no, I see what's going on here. So it doesn't mean you have to get into any kind of conflict or confrontation, but you're seeing maybe possibly a past conversation you had with someone in a completely new, unveiled light. So no illusions here. You're seeing the truth of it with your intuition. All right, what else is coming through for Linda for the next few weeks, especially with family? Okay, we have cut ties, but it was in reverse. So I was shuffling in reverse. So someone that we possibly had cut ties with or was just like, ugh, I'm done with you for a while. Maybe that's where this forgiveness is coming in, or this misunderstanding is happening to where you are. I'm seeing it play out two ways. This feels like a sister to me, or like maybe if it is like a sisterly type person that's maybe not your sister, if that's the case, that maybe you kind of pulled your energy back from, or you're just not that close to, that you're wanting to maybe repair this connection to make it feel more in alignment. Another thing I'm seeing is someone that you are really kind of wanting to, and this is not your sister in this instance, it's more masculine energy, just wanting to pull your energy back from and just not give any F's today about. And it's not your son or your husband. This feels like brotherly type energy, or maybe other peripheral family members that are maybe of the more male dominated energy. That's what I feel like. And again, it doesn't mean you're cutting them out of your life, but you're just like, I don't have time for this right now. It's kind of what it feels like. All right. So I hope that helped, or if that made you more confused, I think it will make more sense coming up in the next few weeks. Yeah. And maybe that communication is from that brother that you're not really hearing from, that you would like to hear more from, but you're not really hearing from him because he's doing whatever he's doing. Okay, Brandy Lynn, let's pull a card for you. This is more of a just, if you have a question in the back of your mind, of course, feel free to think that for yourself. This is kind of more like the one card pull that we do. And I'm going to use this deck and this. So you're getting a two card reading because I feel both of these need to come through. Together, they're combining to tell a story. So here we have, the sextile, change and opportunity, and this message as well. I really do feel, I just heard luck is on your side. So obviously you just won today's giveaway, and it was like precognitive last night to me in my dream that you were going to win, and then you did. So you're like really lucky right now. So maybe enter some of the spectacular giveaways. You're probably going to win one of them if you are real serious about wanting to manifest it. And then we have here wisdom in play. Our intuition knows more than we do. So you really are getting, maybe you yourself are going to be having some intuitive dreams that maybe don't make sense. You know, like Brianna was saying, maybe Brandy Lynn's reading is going to make your dream make sense. It kind of does. It's really funny because I kept saying it's not about sex, you guys, and then we get the sextile card. All of this is connected somehow, some way. It wasn't about sex per se, but John in the dream that wasn't John was saying really disgusting, leering type of things at me and like looking at me all like just gross. But it was like a dark spirit had an opportunity to use my best friend John's avatar, if we will, as an opportunity to try to get to me. And it didn't get to me. If anything, it was just kind of skeevy feeling, like a little gross. But I'm like, ew, no, that's weird. Why are you here? It didn't really hurt me in any way. But again, I used my intuition to vet out that that wasn't him that came in. Oh, you did? Oh, I hope you win. I hope you win the bundle, like the author bundle, which is Publish and Thrive and the HB90 boot camp. I think you may have already bought that. Did you? I don't remember if you did or not, but oh my goodness, that would be so worth it. I bought it and I still haven't followed all the way through with it, but I can already tell you, I know there's such a wealth of information and knowledge in that. I'm so excited to get to it when I can, but I think I need to just keep writing on that before I really go through that Publish and Thrive course. But there's an opportunity coming up for you to be able to use your intuition and your like just basic spiritual wisdom to win something or create something or just feel you're just luck is on your side. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, so I would say enter as many of those giveaways and any other kind of giveaways that you see around. A lot of times, I don't know if you're on Goodreads, but a lot of times different authors will put giveaways for, it's like, oh, one of your shelved books is having a giveaway. And maybe you skip those sometimes, but I would just say enter as many as you can because you're probably going to win something more. Not just this random one little, well, 2-card giveaway that we just did, but something more. You're going to win it. Yeah, very fun. Could even have to do like in the future with like your writing. Maybe you're winning some sort of award for your writing, like one of the coveted book awards. I don't know, something. It feels very in alignment with writing though, or having to do with, you know, something like what we're doing here, or Publish and Thrive. We were just talking about maybe winning something in the spectacular. It feels very writerly oriented. I don't know, or creative in a way. Yeah, we really are riding that wavelength today, right? We started out vibing, you know, just having almost a 2-way conversation the first little bit of the live stream, and now you won. And I was going to tell you about the dream I had about you winning the giveaway then, but then I got sidetracked. But I'm glad it all worked out. There we go. Love it. All right, so up next, we've done our giveaway. We've done our drawing. So everybody who is here currently that entered today's drawing, you do not need to be present on a future live stream to have me pull a name that is yours out of here to get the win. You don't have to be here. I will leave. Brandy Lynn was here today, so I didn't obviously timestamp that. But if I pull a name that of someone who's not there right at the time that I pull the name, I will leave a timestamp in the comment on that live stream. So if you maybe miss a few live streams, maybe just click on them, check the the comment section on those just to check if you had won. And if you won, you don't have to go searching for it. I will leave a timestamp to take you directly to your free reading that you won because I want to. So there we go. All right, you guys, let's get into Florence's 1-card read which she probably left her question up above here. I just need to go find it. Maybe. Right. Yeah, because we did I think she donated right before the giveaway, so it's going to be for everybody's guesses. Can usually find her question pretty easily. There we are. In 2021, I made some big investments. How successful will they turn out? I love it. Let's find out. All right, let's find out for Florence with her 2021 investments. All right, how successful will they turn out? Maybe it was Florence that had that Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady energy. It was Florence, I think. Yes, I think it was. But I'm hearing the similar vibe, like a slow and steady Knight of Pentacles energy, which we don't have that here in these cards, but we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is just about putting in the effort, putting in the work, allowing some time to pass for that investment to come full circle and pay off. But at the same time, all that patience being said, you also have the Eight of Wands. So it might be that you've been waiting kind of patiently, because that's what 2+ years ago by now. You've been waiting for this investment to do something for you. And we're using the After Tarot, which I'm glad I grabbed this one, because Eight of Pentacles in any other deck is going to mean something different. Because he would be toiling away and continuing to work and to work. Knight of Pentacles energy. But he stood up. He's now examining something that's come to fruition or completion. So there's going to be in early 2024, and by early I mean, it's going to be, Florence, going back to your previous reading, it's going to be during Taurus, between Taurus and Cancer season. So we've got we've got Taurus, then Gemini, then Cancer season. Taurus season in Western astrology kicks off around April 15th, 16th, somewhere in there. And then Cancer season takes us through mid-July, when it then turns to Leo season. So between like mid-April through mid-July, you're going to be able to cash out at least one of the bigger investments, if not whatever the biggest one is, to really have it work for you. But then you might also be reinvesting the money you're getting from this investment into something that's going to pay off even more. But you're going to know intuitively, because this is such a purposeful card here, you're going to know intuitively when to either cash out that investment or, re-up the investment or shift the investment in some way, or when to just allow it to keep growing for you. You're going to intuitively know. But let's just see anything else Florence needs to know about these bigger investments and how successful they will turn out. Well, it's definitely coming in during Cancer season. And it might be enough money that it can literally take care of you, or because I know such a big part of your personal self-care journey, Florence, is travel. It might be able to fund some big travel trips for you. And it's going to be very nurturing travel trips. So that could be that trip to Peru, or these bigger trips that you have planned that you are feeling like big spiritual quests or big spiritual experiences for yourself. And they may even take place during Cancer season, which again kicks off June, like mid or around the 20th of June, or maybe right before that, 19th. I never know exactly the cutoff, so you can Google this for yourself. The cutoff to start Cancer season and then end Cancer season. But I know it's about mid-July that Cancer season ends. So sometime in there, you might be taking a trip that's funded by one of these big investments that you've cashed out or rolled into something else, or you've taken maybe some of the money out of it to be able to now afford to do some of these bigger trips that you've wanted. All right, I feel like I need one more. Anything else about these investments and this long-term success? So we have Tower. So one of the investments may not pay what you were hoping, but again, there's one that is definitely winning for you and gonna be able to allow you to reinvest. So the loss of maybe something going on with one of them, it's not like a end-all be-all loss. Or if something dips down and it kind of starts to scare you, like, I better pull back. That's the time when you don't want to pull back. You want to be able to use your intuition to, ride out any ups and downs. If this is like stock market stuff, or even like real estate stuff, those things can come and go up and down. And just because it's like looking like a major downturn and tower moment doesn't mean it's always going to be there, because time, that Knight of Pentacles, is usually going to be the healer of, anything that goes up, let's come down. Anything that's down almost feels like a trampoline and it jumps back up. I wanted to get a clarification on this tower to get any specifics about if this is one investment just not working out, or if it's going to be like volatile for a while and then jump up. So is it just, what is it? Okay, yeah, that's what I see. Because look, I'm reading this almost like, the stock market graphs. And then it's just like, it's just staying down. It's going down and just staying down. It's not jumping back up. So if it kind of bottoms out or flatlines for a while, don't pull out at that really low time. Just write it out, because it will start to go back up again. Even if it feels like, oh my gosh, it's Knight of Pentacles, it's taking forever. Write it out. The other investment, if there's 2 or more investments, there just might be one that you're kind of worried about. But again, you're getting clarity and you're going to be able to cut ties with it intuitively when it's actually going to benefit you and make you money, or at least help you break even on that one. But the other possible investment opportunity, you're not only going to make money, you're going to be able to reinvest money and be able to live off of some of the, benefit that you have cashed out. So if you have more than one investment, you'll have to kind of use your intuition to kind of wade through what you think this is referring to, since I have personally no idea how many investments you have here. But we're talking specifically ones that you have made during 2021 or made moves with during 2021. Specifically your bigger investments, because that's what you were asking about. All right. Yeah, pretty volatile. But again, I see it coming out. But again, there's no set timeline that it's definitely going to fail or definitely going to give you millions, or just kind of be middle of the road. There's so many different timelines you can jump on that it's not going to give you the exact outcome of, each and every one of these investments. If it were that easy, I think every tarot reader and every psychic would be out there investing and cashing out at the top. And that's just not the case, because, it's a lot of times the collective consciousness that will either up or lower a lot of these investments. And it's not even just your own personal consciousness in your own investments, because usually your investment is also dependent on a bunch of other people's investment. And it's not just us and our energy and our manifestation that can make one thing happen for us, when there's so many other factors and variables involved. You know what I mean? I wish it were like that. That would be nice, but no. But I would say just wait that one out, especially if there's one that's just like, oh gosh, I'm going to lose so much money on this. Don't pull out. Just allow it to do what it needs to do, because it will start coming back up and you will start being able to breathe again and not feel so like you made a bad choice. It's not going to, long term, say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, thank God I wrote that out, or thank God I just allowed that to do what it was going to do, because I'm benefiting from it now. So again, it might be a bit of a Knight of Pentacles situation where that one investment, you kind of just have to almost eat the cost of whatever you invested for a while, but eventually it will come back around and build back up, and it will actually pay you more than you invested initially. So ride that one out. But that other one, there's another one. I don't know if there's more than one, but there's another energy of an investment you also made the same year that feels real good, that you can cash out and invest and even reinvest, because you've made a decent amount on it, that you can pull out what you invested and then just reinvest what was over and above that and feel like you're really coming out on top on that one. Sounds pretty good. Great to have some time indications. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Florence, I hope that resonated for you. Yeah, sometimes investing can be scary. The most investing I've ever done personally is just a savings account, because of that stuff I have no idea about personally. But when you're asking me for my tarot advice about investments, Spirit comes through to give you advice I have no idea personally about. So that's good. I know almost nothing about stocks, bonds, CDs, any of that. I don't know. I don't know much. But that's my own fault. I haven't personally went out to look more into it. I probably should have. Probably would have made myself a bit of money if I had done that, but I didn't. So my husband and I were just doing the slow and steady Knight of Pentacles, saving. All right. So I think that will do it for our live stream today. Wait, let's see. Nope. We have one more from Vicky. One more from Vicky. So let's do Vicky's reading. And then, of course, anyone else that wants to get in on this before we go for the weekend, feel free to do that. So Vicky, and let's see. I think Vicky's still here, pretty sure. Let me know though, Vicky. If I don't see you come up or pop up in the chat, I will timestamp this. I don't know. It might be getting kind of late where Vicky's at. Oh, she's here. Good. Awesome. 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 All right. Let's read her question now. Hello, Amanda. Can I please have a general reading? Anything my true, authentic spirit guides would like me to know right now? Thank you so much. Yes, let's tune into Vicky's energy yet again. And we're starting with the oracle for some reason. I'm just going to roll with it. Okay. What does Vicky need to know from her true, authentic guides? Tuning into Vicky's energy. Well, now I know why. We got 3 things. Wow. Okay, wow. Lots of good stuff here. I love it. So Mars is actually wrapped up in 2 weeks ago, that solar eclipse, and also this lunar eclipse. It's wrapped up in that energy, which it can make things very volatile. It can make things chaotic, but it can also move things forward. Without Mars, we won't get anything done. We need that Mars in our life to drive us, empower us, and motivate us and move us forward. But I love to see this Mars energy with what we have here. We have the 9th house of learning and faith. So there might be something you're learning that is going to really put, the motivation under you to move in a direction that is a new beginning. And I think this is once again just kind of referring to the move. And again, so much of what I've tuned in for both you, Vicky, and also Cheyenne, so much of your future is waiting on that first domino of you being able to move out to then drop the domino of love and advancement in career and this and that. And that, so much of your life will just unfold and unfurl for you after you both move out. And so much of just the rite of passage of any young adult or whoever it is, whatever age you are, when you do move out, it's just such a rite of passage for everybody. And there are people that never do move out, and that's totally their own path, and there's no judgment there either. But I can sense that both you and Cheyenne are both just absolutely ready and willing and just wanting to make that domino fall, to move out, live your own lives, and get on with your lives is really what this seems like for me, for you. But there is a new life goal that you're setting in motion, and you're having this drive and power to really move forward on it. But there might, again, be a bit of research or learning and just a little dose of faith that you're putting into the pot to hope that this will manifest, and have the faith that eventually this will transpire for you, that you will both be able to move out and literally move on with your lives. But let's get some tarot in the mix as well. Anything else for Vicky and just what she needs to know? I think we've dialed in what we need to know about the move, but let's just see anything else at all. They don't want to stop talking about the move because the world, this is about movement, closing out one cycle, starting something new, possible travel as well. When the world comes out, you just, and we have a very pleasant surprise. I always say there's a pleasant surprise coming when the Page of Cups pops out. Good news that just comes out of nowhere. And it's funny, didn't I see the Page of Cups or talk about the Page of Cups in your other reading with all those Aces of Wands and the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands? I'm like, there's a very what's the word? Not secretive, but surprising. There's the word. Very surprising energy coming in with maybe how you find out about this place you're moving to, or the situation or the opportunity is very surprising. Very just not on the beaten path. It's very off the beaten path, but I think you just going through the normal channels of finding and researching and figuring out how to move from where you're at to a new place. It's kind of the catalyst or what's needed for you to find this off the beaten path opportunity. You wouldn't find it if you weren't already on the path, because you got to be on the path to even get off the beaten path, right? You know what I mean? So sometimes just setting that wheel in motion by getting out there, pounding the pavement, going and looking at places. Even if you know in your heart you can't afford a place, sometimes just going out and touring, a flat or if they is that what you guys call it where you're at, or an apartment or a house or whatever it is situation, even if you are kind of unsure if you can even afford it, sometimes just taking that step or that leap of faith. There were these I can't remember what it was. Might have been Shane Dawson, YouTuber, would talk about, I think it was him, would talk about how him and his mom and brother were really poor and they were barely getting by, but they would go and like get with a realtor and they would go look at these like $1 million homes and just look at all these $1 million homes, even though they knew there was no way we could afford this. But just getting out there and telling the universe, hey, I'm interested in this, by getting out there and showing up. It's like, yeah, it might have taken a bit for Shane to go from very poor child to pretty successful adult, but he did it. And then he was able to buy his mom a house, I do believe, and a car. So like he was able to do what he had set out to do. And he just did it almost on like blind faith, but there's that word faith coming in again. So yeah, sometimes just signing up to do something that you're pretty sure you're not be able to like sign a contract at the end of the tour, but to let the realtor or the landlord or whoever it is know that you're interested. But being interested and being able to afford something are two totally different things. So, and there's no harm in, knowing you can't maybe afford to do it yet, but still getting out there. Because again, energetically, you're seeing what's out there, you're seeing what's available, you're making more of the picture of the puzzle available to yourself so that you can experience it. You know what I mean? So I guess we just basically turned your 2 1-card reads into one big moving reading because that's what they wanted to focus on yet again, which I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So hopefully you were excited about that as much as I'm excited for you about that. And Cheyenne as well, because she's very in tune with this energy here as well. So, and I have chills now all of a sudden. So, got a lot of spiritual support here. So, yeah. Hello, Peekali. Welcome. All right. Well, that was my last donation. Unless anyone else was wanting to donate, I will definitely hold the horses for that. But we did a nice, big, well, not huge, but decently sized reading at the beginning of our live stream today after I was talking about my book for a little while. Well, book series. I'm writing a book series. But then we did the eclipse reading, the lunar eclipse reading. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I will hold the phone then. I will hold on for Pika Lee before we go. And I do probably have to go, though, right after Pika Lee's reading because I do have to go up to the school. Well, I mean, I still have about 45 minutes, 50 minutes till I have to leave, but I do need to eat some lunch before I go. So there's that. And my husband got home. I heard him probably about an hour and 10 minutes ago at this point. So he's been gone all week. So I would like to say hi to him as well. But I'm glad you could join us, Pika Lee. Yay. Yeah, I missed you guys on Wednesday. And I kind of just already told everybody why I was gone on Wednesday. It was because just timing, I was just kind of short on time. I could have made it work, but I did want to sit down and have a meal with my kids and actually unwind for a moment, not stretch myself too thin because we did have a like a big snowstorm come in for like the last few days. So there's been a lot of shoveling snow and all that fun stuff before Halloween. So love that for me. Not really. Oh, I am so horrible at condensing things that I have not sat down to actually get like an elevator pitch, something that I could say in like 10 to 20 seconds. But I will kind of, while we're waiting for Pika Lee's donation to come in, I'll kind of give you again, like a gist, an overview. So, where do I don't want to spoil things, but I can give you guys an analysis of kind of how we start the series out. Of course, I'm going to eventually be writing like a novelette in like 4 parts that will go out through email. I don't have a like website or anything for my author stuff yet. But when I do, I'll have like a newsletter, and then leading up to the release of book 1, I'm going to have a novelette series. It's going to be under 20,000 words for the whole thing because, novelette, got to keep it short. So like it'll go out in 5,000 word chunks, and it's basically going to be about Halloween season. So either next year or the year after. So I gotta time my stuff right so that I can do this during the right and proper times of year, and not have to be waiting, 9 to however many months if I do finish like in say, March or January or something. I don't know. I want to time it right. Um, but anyway, it's basically about a girl named Jakaya, and she goes by Jackie for short. And she had uh, been on. Oh my gosh, I don't even. I'm so bad at this. So she, is in 8th grade and going into 9th grade eventually through the series, well, through the first book. And yes, it's a very young main character, but I would still say you would probably not want anyone under maybe age 15 to read these books. Um, there's some heavy topics, in there, and it's basically about spiritual awakening and what is real, what is reality, am I crazy, am I mentally ill, is this actually happening. She has a tragedy strike in her life, that basically makes her face, am I crazy or am I actually tuning into something. um it's set in the 90s, in Montana. And what else we have a character that's coming in, and there's a Nirvana concert. I don't want to spill too much. I really need to get my crap together to give you guys the proper everything. Because what I just told you, that doesn't sound that great to me. I don't know. But there's so much that happens that's just spoiler, 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 spoiler that I don't want to. I want to hint at maybe, but not give you guys the full plot of what's going on here. So I need to even sit down and do like the whole save the cat, like basically your what do they call it? Your back cover copy of this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and then there's your pitch right there. I need to do that because I'm so bad. Like I want to just tell you everything, but yet I say it in almost like non-linear ways that it just mixes it all up, and then like, what the heck are you actually writing? No one's gonna want to read that. Yeah, I'm so not. Yeah, and the catalyst for me, at least as it currently sits, is in the first chapter. So, yeah, I mean, we just jump right in. We don't wait. And basically, I'll give you the catalyst because it's not going to spoil things. Um, so my character, she goes to a Chinese. So okay, we'll start over. We'll start at the beginning of where we're currently at. So her mom, my main character's mom, is a psychologist, a child psychologist, or not a child psychologist, like a adult psychologist. God, see, I'm so bad at this. I'm like get tongue tied and can't even think. But anyway, so she's a psychologist, and she's going to a psychological conference, and she's telling her daughter she needs to come with her, and it's all the way in Florida, and they live in Montana, which is like so far away from each other. And Jackie, my main character, is worried that her mom is onto her, that she has started to see things, because her mom, before the story starts, and in the novelette that you're going to get, her mom and gets with her daughter's therapist, and she tells the therapist, we are taking her off these antipsychotic meds that she's been on since 4th grade, because that's kind of her wound or her ghost or her whatever you call it, the backstory. uh you know Basically the flaw is she thinks if she goes off these meds, she's going to be what's considered crazy again. And she's afraid because she's worked her way back from this big thing that went down when she was in 4th grade to get where she's at in 8th grade. And she's afraid now that her mom's taking her off these meds that, oh my gosh, now I'm going to start seeing spirits and entities again. And it's just going to be very scary. And so, her mom, she sees something, which happens in the novelette that doesn't happen in the first book. And she thinks her mom may be onto her, that she's seeing things, and they're going to maybe admit her back to a psychiatric hospital, which was what happened when she was in 4th grade after she had this big breakdown. Some big blow up with her friend and this other nasty girl that, of course, are both in the main series as well. And so her mom takes her to the psychological conference, and basically Jackie thinks, well, I'm just going to sit in the hotel while you go to this conference. Like, that's going to be the worst. And then her mom surprises her when they go out to dinner the night that after they arrive, and tells her, well, we're going to Nirvana, because that's the thing. Nirvana, the band, was the thing that brought her and her mom back together after she just hated her parents for that whole month after she was hospitalized. And it was the only thing that could bridge the gap between, hating her mother forever and, having some semblance of a relationship with her mom. So of course Jackie's really excited about that, but she's kind of scared. And also Jackie's not allowed to date, but Jackie has a secret boyfriend. um, and oh wow. Oh, I wish I could tell you everything. But anyway, so they go to the concert, but before the concert, they're at this when she surprises her with the tickets, they're out to dinner at a Chinese restaurant, and Jackie gets a fortune that says your life is about to change forever. So, Jackie's like thinking it's ominous and not a good thing, right? But then later on she thinks, oh, maybe it is a good thing. But then her mom surprises her with the tickets, and they go to the concert, and she's just living her best life, jamming out at this concert, loving every second of it. And during the song Polly, Kurt Cobain sits down, and Jackie's watching, and he disappears. She can still hear him. She can still see the guitar floating above where he is sitting, but Kurt flickers away and disappears, and then he comes back, and then he flickers and disappears, and she's like, oh no, definitely my crazy, she calls it her crazy. She's like, my crazy is back. And that's a catalyst. So I can tell you up to there. But then she basically starts to, now that she's off these meds, her gifts are coming back online in full force. And she is warring between, I have this new hot high school boyfriend, even though I'm a eighth grader, and my crazy's back. And my mom thinks I don't need these meds, but I need desperately for my mom to get me back on these meds. But oh my gosh, guys, I just wish you could read it right now. I know what I've said to you probably doesn't sound very exciting, but I know what comes after all of that. And to me, I'm so excited. Yes, absolutely, Peekly. Well, I'm glad I was able to stay online for you. And I even got that little bit out for Brandy Lynn. So thank you for asking a little bit of an elevator pitch, which turned into if that was an elevator pitch, we must have been riding to the top of the tallest building in existence. So I'm sorry about that. I will get my ish together with a proper pitch and everything as I really get this solidified. I will. Because book 1 is written, except now the new first chapter, which is going to take place in her room before her mom says, hey, you're coming with me, to kind of set the scene and, show her everyday life and living before just jumping into this action. Yeah. And of course the novelette will also set everything up as well. Her meeting this boyfriend and, she knows she's not allowed to date, but here she is dating against her parents' wishes. Okay. Anyway, again, it all sounds like small peanuts to us adults who are allowed to date. But when you were either middle school, high school, there were certain kids, like when I was a kid, that weren't allowed to date until high school. And then there were others who were dating in elementary school. What is dating in elementary school? You look at each other and laugh and you hold hands, maybe. At least where I went to school, people weren't doing crazy things. But anyway, yeah. So it's basically putting us back kind of into our own inner child to remember what that time was like at 13, 14, 15. And then when the series ends, she's 17. So we're going through, the first 3 books really are about a year and a month worth of time. And then as it is now, we skip ahead from her being 14, almost 15, to now solidly 17 years old. But I do think there might be a book between current book 3 and current book 4. But there's so much about the nature of reality. There's a lot of demons, entities, guides, ghosts. There's all sorts of stuff that didn't even really get touched on yet that, yeah. And hopefully my hope with all of this is not just to write a story and, document all this drama, but to actually help anyone of any age going through a spiritual awakening make sense of some of this crap, because it's so hard. Um, Especially during that time of your life. Like when I was that age, I was seeing stuff that I knew other people weren't seeing, and I felt crazy and I tried to suppress it. So much of this, I mean, Jackie, the character is so different from who I am, and I couldn't write a character who was exactly like me because that would just be way too close to home for me. But I wanted a good vehicle that had elements of who I am, but so different than me as well. Um, it's like telling part of my story, but also not my story. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun, Brandy Lynn. I'm like the worst at trying to condense. I had to write a synopsis for a new member that joined our critique group. It was over 20,000 words. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I just don't know how to condense and make things shorter. I don't know how. I'm a classic overwriter. Although I didn't like overwrite this series. I'm really on par with where I need to be word count wise, but for the most part, like if I had to write a short story, good night. I can't. I have to tell all the things. I want to include all the things. So it's about that self-editing and knowing, like, how to, yeah, the setup, the catalyst, the stakes. Yeah. And I know all those things. Like I know those things in my book, but just trying to get them into one or two sentences each is so hard for me because I want to tell all the stakes and all the things that are going on. But you can't in an elevator pitch. Yeah. Oh, you're the same. We're too wordy. Need the background info, setting, everything. Yeah, and I'm like as far as like just being info dumpy. Like I'm so not that writer. Like I usually try to bring relevance to any backstory that needs to come in. It's going to be seen in the scene. I don't have any flashbacks in my books at all. At least in this series. Not saying that I'll never have a flashback. I probably will at some point, but this is all set like in, well, it's in the 90s, but I mean, obviously she might be thinking back to times, but we're seeing everything in scene. She might read an old journal entry here or there in the early parts to kind of bring that in, or someone might bring something up about the past to kind of bring it in, but we're not like having a flashback, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's so hard. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into Pika Lee's question, and then yeah, I will bid you adieu for the weekend. So Pika Lee wants to know, Taurus is leaving for India tomorrow, and I have a feeling he may be gone for a while or decide to stay there. It could be my own anxiety, but I would like some guidance on the future of our relationship and if he'll return back to the US. Before he told me he was going to India, I actually had a dream he was there. So I thought that was such a coincidence that you told me he was, that he told me he was going tomorrow. LOL. Thank you. The story sounds so juicy. Yay. But let's see. And it's interesting because I know, Pika Lee, you have like this past life connection, or almost like in this life, like pull toward India, which I think is very interesting that now he's going to India. How cool is that? But let's just see. If he does stay, I don't see him like moving there or anything like that, but he might extend his stay if that's the case. But let's just see, as far as the question you asked, you feeling he might be going there or be gone a while. Let's just see how long this trip will be. Well, it's up in the air. I think time will tell because he hasn't made that final decision yet, because I think once he gets there, circumstances or events will shape. Is it going to be longer? Is it going to be what he thought? Is it going to be shorter? I would say it would be at least as long as he thought he would be there, if not maybe a bit longer, just intuitively tuning into this. But it's going to be a very spiritual experience for him and very inspirational for just his course of his future, is really what this feels like to me. It's like he's opening new timelines by going there as well. This is like such a timeline card here. Different options, different timelines, different life experience. He might even be shifting in his career. If he's not leaving the career he's currently in, he might be starting some sort of side project or side hustle. Not so much that it's for new income, but just something that's like a passion project for him. If that's not something he's already doing, this is something he might be coming home to do. Yeah, I mean, we have the slow and steady energy here. So yeah, it might be time-wise that he's gone. I think it's going to be at least 2 weeks that he's gone. But again, such a spiritual experience for him that he almost feels like he's stepped out of time or back in time, or into a past life. Um, yeah, very, very purposeful, and it's very meant to be or destined that he's actually going here. Um, Again, though, I don't see that it has any negative effect on your relationship if that's what you're worried about, right? Um, but as far as the future of your relationship, what this trip might contribute to that. Wow. So, past life. So, he might be tuning into some past life stuff that is going to now come into your relationship here. But with the Hierophant, as I was saying earlier, I mean, the Hierophant it's about signing a contract. So there could be some past life contracts that you're fulfilling in this life, could be as literal as a marriage contract you're signing eventually as a result of the catalyst of him going to India to discover himself or find this part of himself or whatever it is he's doing. Um, he definitely is taking his time or just really savoring the trip. Again, though, I don't see that he's going to be gone more than 2 weeks if that's the case. But again, he might be changing his mind once he's there. We don't know that for sure, but at least as it stands right now, I'm seeing less than 2 weeks. So let's see. Yeah, you had the dream he was there. You thought it was such a coincidence. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah. And it might just be a time where you can, catch up on your rest and your self care and just doing some spiritual work of your own, doing some healing of your own. Because I really do see you two as being mirrors of each other, which is good. Maybe he's going off to foreign lands to find himself, but you're kind of making it like staycation vibes to find parts of yourself. Um, yeah, deep and meaningful. Absolutely. He does want to start a business of his own. Well, this would be the opportunity to at least plant the seed of the idea or, take that first step in that direction for him. Signing of contract as well. I mean, I literally specifically asked with these two cards about it shifting your relationship. But of course, part of that business, if he does start a business, it would also be part of your relationship, being married to somebody, if that's what this looks like, or moving in with someone. I mean, of course, his business is going to be part of your life. But let's just see as far as that business. Yeah. Yeah, it's like he wants to do something more. Like as far as being able to give back to society or the underprivileged or something like that is, even if his business has nothing to do with those things, it's like by way of having his own business, he can then donate money. But if his business is literally about helping someone who can't help themselves or providing a service for someone that could really benefit from it, it doesn't mean that he's giving these things away. I mean, of course, obviously people will probably pay for the service or the goods that he's creating or distributing. But it's going to really help him feel emotionally balanced. Totally feel that too. I've been having vivid dreams lately and feel pulled to meditate more and tend to my self-care more. Well, here we go. This would be a perfect time now that not to say he takes up all your time or anything, no, but he's off doing something really beneficial for his spiritual development, so you can at the same time do the same thing in a different way, obviously. Well, all right. So yeah, Knight of Swords. So you might feel a bit impatient with him coming back. But when he comes back, it's like he's facing some of his fears or just obstacles or problems that have been in his way for a while. He's facing them and he's wanting to take action and close out old cycles. So this could be just, possibly eventually, maybe not right away when he comes back, but eventually leaving the current career to start his own business. Or if he does start his own business, it might take off so fast that he has to actually leave his current career to keep up with the business, if that's what he chooses to do. Again, time will tell because, what he decides to do or not do, take action on, not take action on, is going to be told. But back of the deck, we got the Star. So there's definitely healing here. If he can bathe in some natural water when he's over there, I think that's going to be very therapeutic, very healing for him. Also, this is about recognition, reward, healing, all the fun things, especially because it comes after the Tower. This really is a very healing and rejuvenating trip for him. Even if he sees like people who are living very, what's the word, like almost primitively in certain areas. I know certain areas are very well developed. Other areas can be more primitive or people like impoverished in certain areas. So it feels to me like he might be traveling to multiple different areas where he's seeing both ends of the spectrum. And it's really putting his life and what he's here to do in perspective. I think that's such a spiritual part of this experience for him, is seeing both sides of the coin. And also, it's almost like, because let's say, like, Western civilization is more developed and there's more technology and all this, but parts of India are very highly technologically advanced and just as westernized as the West. But then there are also the more rural and poverty stricken at times areas. But it's almost like him seeing like the juxtaposition and the difference and the balance between the two, really opens something for him. And that's going to really almost want him to start planning the rest of his life in a way, or like getting on. I got chills now too. Oh my goodness. Wow. But it's almost like he's like, I just want to get on with my life. Like, not that he's been wasting time or dragging his feet or anything, but like he's just excited about these next milestones that he's always looked forward to, marriage, children, having his own house if he doesn't already, or expanding his empire, whatever that looks like to him, owning a business, creating a legacy. Like, these things are going to become really obvious to him. It's not just some throwaway trip where he's going to be drinking and, partying. Like, no, this is so not that for him. Doesn't mean he can't drink or anything, but like, as far as just this being like a party, like a good time. I mean, he might probably have a lot of good time there, but it's just the experience of seeing just all this stuff it just awakens things from the past for him, past in this life, past life. And he's just excited and inspired. But let's just see anything else that needs to come through. Specifically how it will affect him coming back. Yeah, he's ready to put those dreams in motion. That star energy is very prevalent here. And I know that's more of an Aquarius energy, but I'm really getting a Pisces vibe from that star energy of just, as just Sandy that comes here says, make that wish and then make it happen. And that's really what he's wanting to do. Or at the very least, he wants to get a plan going to then he can eventually make those dreams happen for himself. But this is such a, the Judgment card that came out earlier, just being able to dream big or see life in a new perspective. And he's gaining a new perspective, even in your relationship as well. And it's interesting with that Pisces energy with your relationship is him seeing you as his dream girl. And then we got Miss Queen of Wands on the back of the deck here, Miss Sovereignty herself. She inspires everybody and is so just regal and artistic and creative and spiritual and all the things. And that's how he really sees you already. But it's like he's going to really appreciate who you are when he comes back in a whole new way that he never, like, it's funny because I'm hearing from Beauty and the Beast. There's something there that wasn't there before. Not to say you guys don't have that attraction, that connection now, but it's almost like there's something from the past he's bringing back with him from India. It's more energetically, not like a physical item or anything, that he's bringing back. That it's like you're gonna see this whole new side of him. It's not like, oh my, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, nothing like that, but like a pleasant surprise, like a more childlike yet deeply mature. And I know that completely contradicts itself, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. And I still have chills. Oh my goodness. It's like he's tapping into this childlike sense of wonder that's like the ultimate maturity. I don't know how to even put that into words, but there you go. Have at it. Yeah. Yeah, I think he kind of got lost on his purpose and mission in life. And I feel like this trip will be transformative and provide a lot of clarity. Wow, I got chills. Yeah, absolutely. That's what this is going to be for him. And he may not realize it all at once, though, too. I mean, I'm sure he'll come home feeling, probably tired from the very long distance trip, but probably pretty inspired and excited and want to tell you all the little things he did and saw and experienced. But I don't see that he's going to realize all of this just the second he steps foot back on land where you're at. I see this evolving over probably the next 3 to 4 months. He's just realizing things about his life and maybe even referring back to when I was in India. You might hear that a lot, almost like on repeat. Like, when I was in India, this, when I was in India, that. But this is like a turning point for him. Like, this is something he'll always look back on. Like, AD and BC, like before India, after India, So it's pretty transformational. And I do see if this is something that you both want to do in the future, you both being able to go together at some point to India together. Maybe even a honeymoon, who knows? You just never know, right? Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I see this only strengthening your bond, not taking away from, or him just deciding to move there. I don't see that being the case either. Um, oh, that was in your dream. Okay, boom, mic drop. We're just visiting each other's dreams and tuning into each other's energies too much today. I love it though. I love every second of this. And I have chills again. What is with the chills? Oh, wow. Stop it. I got chills, which forced me to look down and then look. We're literally talking about dreams. And then there it is. Boom, 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 boom. Just staring at me from the back of the deck right here. Stop it. This is beautiful. I love it. I love every second of this. Yeah, this is so cool. All right. Well, I'm glad that we stayed on this long because so many cool things happened today. I love this live stream so much. I mean, every live stream is fun and exciting and special, but there was just like this heightened sense of connection today with multiple different people, and between me and them and my dreams and their dreams and your dreams and someone's dreams. What a cool live stream, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I love it. Yeah, she's mind blown. Piggly's mind blown. But thanks again, everybody, for all your lovely donations. Of course, they all do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. She's no longer living in that camper, but we're still trying to improve her situation. So thank you so much for you all allowing me to continue to do what I love to do and also be able to support her in the little bit of way that I can. And of course, just thank you for being you and being here and being on this planet. We all just, I vibe so well with you guys. And we're all here to make some sort of really good difference, be it creative, be it literal, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever. We're all here to make a difference. And you all matter. All of you out there, you matter so much, not just to me, but the universe and this world needs you. So I love you, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves the next few weeks. This eclipse that's coming in tomorrow is no joke, especially on the more mundane material world level. There's a lot of chaos, conflict. I don't watch the news, but I hear there's something going on in some Middle Eastern areas that I don't want to say the names of because the algorithm will. Not that I care that this live stream will get pulled because it's almost over, but they'll start shadow banning my channel if I say too much. So we don't want that. Yes, happy to be here. Hit me up if you want to do writer stuff. Oh my goodness, I think that would be fun. I don't currently have just like a one-on-one writer friend person anymore. So I think that would be really cool to have that again. I mean, I have my writing group, but they just write so like stuff that's so different from what I write, or I don't think they quite understand the spiritual vibe I'm trying to put down. It completely goes over their head a lot. So it'd be cool to have like a more spiritually in tune writer buddy. I think that would be cool. I would love that. Yeah. Email me, Brandy Lynn. Writing my email here. .com. Okay. Amanda@donePhotodesign.com. So if that is not what that says, that's what it should say. I think I spelled it right. Okay, good. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, you're on the Nano site too. Awesome. I'm on there, but I don't have anything currently like tied to this NaNoWriMo because I'm being a rebel. And if you submit or announce a project through Nano, they will just automatically make you do 50,000 words. And I don't want to look like I failed Nano when I'm not intending to write 50,000 words. I mean, if I do, sweet, cool, awesome. But I'm not going to gruel with that grueling pace of pushing myself that hard, especially after it's been so long since I've been on the writing train. So yeah, awesome. Well, feel free to email me. We can talk, even if we just do like, I don't know, like a monthly, like we want to check in and like be accountability partners and I don't know, critique partners. I don't know, something that'd be awesome. I would love that so much. You don't even know. And of course you write a lot of like and illustrate, right? Like web comics and stuff. Like I don't have a lot of experience with that, but I would definitely love to give input if that's what you're looking for too. So yeah, email me, hit me up. Yeah, this next week with my uncle's funeral thing tomorrow, I'm staying there that night, not there, but in a motel, a town over that night. I'll be back. We got so much going on with the kids and NaNoWriMo and stuff, but I'll definitely have time to email and like set something up. But yeah, no, I totally get it. And I know you've like tried to explain to me before exactly what you're doing, but yeah, I know like mine is probably not that complicated, but I'm trying to explain it and overcomplicate what I've written. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome to be able to touch base with our writing stuff and not just in the live stream where everyone else is like, can we get to the readings already, people? I would have no issue hanging out and talking about writing at all, at all. But I know other people here probably don't want to sit and discuss. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend. I already said all the things, but thanks again so much for those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. And hit me up, Brandy, an email. Even if I don't get back to you like tomorrow or the next day, I will. I will. And I need to email Michelle De Leon as well. All right, you guys. Bye. Have a wonderful weekend. And don't let that eclipse get you down. All right, you guys. Bye.